when I'm out of normal time zone. Yeah, you'll be fine. So, what's up, kiddos? Look, we got the bloops. We got the bloops tube. The bloops tube. Bloops tube. Also, a Glock prominently displayed next to good guns. I put a Glock next to good guns. He puts the Glock next to good guns. Glock, good gun. 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 Good gun, good gun. Glock, good gun. Yay. Also, Mouse, thank you for the rosewood grips. I didn't put them on the CZP01, I put them on the Tanfolio. But, Glock, good gun. Sorry, DB, if you're watching right now, that one's no longer for sale. My buddy's buying it. You son of a bitch, you're too late. Son of a bitch. Glock, still a gooder gun. Yeah. So what's up, kids? Let's see. And right off the wall, dude, we go horde here at the Yemeni show. We go horde. If there's a Glock to insult, motherfather, I'm gonna do it. Gonna do it before you lose it. Don't you know I like to booze it? Hello, kids. Wow, look at that. My shit just locked the fuck up. Hello. Sorry, I'm still using Wi-Fi and the weather sucks, so my Wi-Fi isn't working as good or as it could be. Let's see. Hope the shop has been busy thinking about adding a DWX optics cut next week. Do it! Good gun, great gun, good gun, better gun, best gun. Everyone loves a good gun, good gun, good gun, good gun. Yay! You really said the U-cannon is superior to the block? Yeah. Come at me, bruh. Come at me. You won't at me. You know why? Because I'm the psycho that literally stacked change on his desk for no reason. I had change, so I stacked it. Nice gun, broskies. Thank you. Some of them are good guns. Some of them are Glocks. Wall's looking good, though. Seriously. Dude, why am I getting such bad shit right now? Also, 720p? Really? Am I down to 720p right now? What's those numbers next to our names? No clue, dude. Something about community leaderboard, it says. So Justin, Carson, and Guile are all at 75 XP. I have no idea what those mean, though. Oh, hold on. A place for fans to stand out in the community. The top 3 get special badges in live chat. It resets every stream, so you can always try again. How do you get on the leaderboard? You need to send live chats and super chats. Got it. That's kind of interesting. So the more you... the higher your XP is in my... It's a chat game for engagement.
I'm in danger.
Yes, Guile, 1911s are great guns. XP like a video game thing. Pretty much. And you number 3, buddy. I don't know how... So Chanson and Justin keep on swapping. Tanfolio looks like a World War II high power. They're pretty cool, man. Guardian picked up a Kuna today. Super stoked to use it. Sounds like a fun time. Let's see. I don't know how quick I'm going to be able to keep up with chat because I'm having some serious Wi-Fi problems right now. Thus, thoughts on Zastava AKs. If you're going to buy one and you don't want to drop the money for like an Arsenal or some other crazy brand, it's actually the way to go. Me and Justin must duke it out now. No. Do I have a gun? Does anybody have anything, Mo? Do we really possess anything in our possessions? Are we the owners of things to which we own? Or are we merely borrowers in the long, 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 treacherous life we live. Also, no. Hey, I hope you had a good life. Blah blah blah. Yeah, no capsing. Okay, we love you too, but no capsing. You can go. What the fuck is wrong with my chat? Thank you. I do not battle fairly. Got a Bretta. What's a Bretta? Is that like a Brita, but like Timu? Hey man, you got a Brita filter? No man, we got a Bretta filter. What the hell's a Bretta filter? It's the one that was on sale. It was on AliExpress. Oh man, that's like Amazon for cheap people. Hello, yeah. Hello, Woody. My dear air mask was approved today. My dead air mask. Ah. Well, that's about right, Fleet. And who knows? Hopefully pretty soon they'll all get dropped off the NFA. What is your favorite gun? That is spelled like somebody that's not from the United States. My favorite gun is 1911s. Here's what I'm going to suggest that people do. Look at the guns on the wall and do an average count. When there's 8 1911s on the wall, but 1 Glock, assume that I like FN. Dude, Amazon gets fucking expensive. Oh, I also put the Wilson Combat Kit in my Influencer X, and I got the trigger down to 3.5 pounds, which is like perfect for my carry guns. I don't like no frickin' striker fired 6-pound guns. All you people that like 6-pound triggers, all of you in Massachusetts that wish you could have 6-pound triggers, where's the Connecticut? I can't remember. Do I have a Glock 19? Do I have a Glock 19? Is there a Glock 19 up there? Is there a Glock 19? No. Second ad already. You'll be all right. Can you do a pistol review? Click on the name on the channel there. There it says the Jiminy Show, and you can just see there's like 700 gun reviews. I'm late to the party. Yeah. Especially when you order so many silicone toys. I don't order shit. Okay, I've got 9 that I've ordered, but the other ones that showed up were not mine. Okay. Bye-bye. Do I have any weapons with drum bags? No. I've never heard of a drum bag. Although I guess if you have a drum kit, you could put the drum kit in a drum bag. But that's cool. Stop typing in all caps. People typing in all caps will A, be ignored, and 2, go away. Do I have a revolver? Yeah. Walter, PDP, 3.5 pound trigger spring is amazing for a striker fire gun. Agreed. PDP and P99s and things like that. Canic, where the fuck is it? Oh, the Canic TP9, sorry, that's the only F word I'm dropping tonight, God damn it. The TP9 SFX that I just got to replace one of my 1911s is a really, really solid trigger on that too. Don't have the better bag grips. Dude, I've got a sack grip. It's going on the Glock for the next video. I just can't put it up in screen. My Enox was delivered today. Got to wait for the shop to call me to get it. Oh, Iriv, I hope you get it soon. What is the gun at the very top that looks like it's an automatic? What one that looks like it's an automatic? Be more specific. Your thoughts about RIP bullets. They're interesting, but they're, if you carry them with the intent to use them, then you're going to wind up getting in trouble at some point. Do you think suppressors will be dropped off the NFA? I hope so. It passed with its original language through the House, so hopefully Senate. You know, a lot of Senate and House people kind of sit on the same fences and the same dildos from liberal, not liberals, but lobbyists. Well, liberal lobbyists. Lobbyists for liberals. I'm going to start a new support group. Lobbyists and liberals. Hey, Coon, what's up? Canic is pretty much a Walther clone. It's actually more than just a clone, Sparky Swoop. It's actually a licensed Walther clone. So Walther licensed their technology to Canic. Canic just made a slightly different body. So technically it is a Walther. It's kind of like how early Taurus PT92s are literally Beretta 92s. Same thing. Would be nice. No, I don't want to be nice. You have classic AK-47? I have a Romanian 1970. It's just not on the wall tonight.
I have the Canic Rival S, and while it's a great pistol, it doesn't hold a candle to my CZ Shadow 2. Agreed. The Canic Rival is great for a striker fire gun, but it cannot compete with a hammer fire gun. AG, what's up? Ilya, what is up? I ain't dropped in a while. Life has been kicking my ass. Well, you just became #1 in XP somehow. How many guns you got? A bunch. Saw your video shooting, looking good. Yeah, I didn't realize my nipples were always hard. Actually, I've always known my nipples are always hard, but I gotta wear different shirts. I might have to wear pasties. What kind of revolver? What revolver? Hello again, Yaya. Did you know they use super glue and baking soda to fix chips in helicopter blades? Didn't know the baking soda, but I would assume that they could use like crushed carbon fiber. Unknown, stop asking. You're going to go away in a second. What's your favorite gun? 1911s. What did I join? Dude, I'm not wearing the fake boobs. You're fine. Don't worry about it. Cool Kid said if you think that, you get the Glock. Hey, Cool Kid, stop typing in caps. I won't answer you again. When the war in Ukraine is over, do you think we'll get AK kits and cheap 5.45 again? No. Dude, war profiteering leads to capitalization and discernment, well, not discernment, but discrimination and disbursement. So companies that made a lot of money because they were limited by certain events will continue to keep those events or continue to keep their stock and availability limited on purpose because they make massive profit over it. Look at car companies. COVID comes, chips run out, cars shoot up in price. COVID finally comes to an end and prices start to normalize, yet these manufacturers are still producing fewer cars and charging more for them. So, no. Those high points are good to use as hammers. They're actually not, Guardian, because they're made out of a zinc alloy. They actually shatter when you use them as hammers. What's the XP thing for? It's something YouTube's doing to try to get engagement. Your birthday's coming up. Holy shit, I hope you make it. Yaya comes in with a $10 donation. Holy shit. Thank you, sir. You can get banned for showing guns. Really? How's that working for me after 10 years? I have an itch because I'm on meth. You reported me. Well, here, I'll report you right back. Bye-bye. For pornography. I'm reporting you for pornography since you just used a fake report for me. Can you tickle my toes? Nope, I don't tickle anybody's toes because I don't have toes anymore. 50 cal. Dude, Michael, you're about to go away. Either chill with just saying simple shit or ask real questions. Yo, nice collection. Thank you. Nothing like a pot metal pistol. It's worse than pot metal. Pot metal's better than zinc alloys. America, pretty much. You do have a nice collection, bro. Have you seen the Kel-Tec 5.7? Yes, I held it at the NRA show. It's actually pretty good. He repotted me. He probably thinks I'm a plant. What is this? This is the internet, Grandma. You are fine. Everything is okay. You are where you're supposed to be. Can I have one gun? I don't know. You can have as many guns as you want. Hey, stop spamming. This isn't Twitch. Have you seen the movie Stop or My Mother Will Shoot? Yes, I have seen that movie. It's been so long I didn't realize that's a gun he was using. I love your collection. You got to go. Hello, you. Wow, look at some people. Why are you so mean? Why are you so dumb? Asking for guns is a no. Yeah, pretty much. I have anything to say about the Kel-Tec P17? Thinking about getting one. It was on sale. They're interesting 22s, and the fact that you can buy an optics top for them is pretty interesting as well. When you get them on sale, they're definitely worth checking out. However, for like $50 more, you can get like the Taurus TX22, which is up there, the one with the red trigger, and those are way better 22s. I don't have any drum mags, my friend, but if I wanted to, I could easily put them on the Glock or the AR. I just don't have any drum mags, and you can't pick up guns on live streams, kid. Concealed carry guns are always 1911s. Your gold cup daily, nice. That's pretty cool. I've got a gold series. That was actually built by Dan Wesson, believe it or not. The Mitchell Mauser 1911s. Which 1911s do you have? I've got most major manufacturers, so if there's a specific one you want to know about, that's easier. 5.7 is the best personal computer on the planet. That is what they are good for. Walter, PPQ is a solid 22. Yeah, but the problem is with the 20 PPQ is that they 10 rounds, man. What's your favorite gun? 1911s. Ask again. You go away. Glock 26 for my secondary weapon. Oh, I'm sorry. A lot of pistols, however, you light on mainframe rifles, which will be needed in the coming storm. You have no idea what guns I own, brother. You can think I'm not heavy on rifles. You'd be wrong. But hey, it's America. Any meaning to the sloths? Not really. I just like sloth. What's your bipolar emergency to your emotional profession problem with your control with what people say? Anonymous feelings good then bipolar. Me thinketh that you are thinking sometimes around words that are in your brain pan, thinking that you are wanting to be saying that when words come out of your face hole or on keyboard, they am not good. I'd hate to be the person that tries to break into your house. Try it. Yeah, it's a good point on the PPQ, but my TX22 was incredibly unreliable. You're guessing it was a magazine issue. Yeah, I mean, it's a Taurus. You possibly could have just gotten one of the bad ones, man. They do have bad ones every now and then. What's your favorite grenade type? Probably fragmentation. Words are hurt. Let me buy a click. Oh, that was a snap. Damn it. You do not have a Glock 19. You're 4 years old. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, before you dumbasses keep saying green screen, I'm wearing a green flippin' shirt. Dumbasses. Stored at a Rock Island GI 45 over Memorial Weekend. What recommend? For when it comes to 1911s, I would go with Wilson Combat is my primary, and then Chip McCormick would be my backups. Work for Ruger here in North Carolina. Awesome. Send me some review guns. What's the best 9mm ammo? Depending on what you're doing with it. If you're looking for suppressed stuff, I like some of the Seller and Bellet 124, 147 grain stuff. Bro, I think you're not green skinny, bro. I'm green skinny. Play Raleigh. Fire him like he got some 400,000 guns. Bro, go back to school, Samantha. Learn sentence structure, punctuation, etiquette, morals, how to not be a dumbass. Then come back. What's your favorite gun on the wall? My favorite guns are not on the wall. Pick up a Glock. Go ahead. False report me, Patrick. You know what happens when you false report somebody? Fucking nothing. You know why? Because I've been false reported before. I don't have to worry about dipshits like you. Here, I'm going to report you back for hate speech. See what happens to you. Harassment or bullying. There you go. This harassing me. So you have a good day, okay? There you go. Bye. Are any of the Gerson 1911s good in your opinion? Yes. So I've had the Gerson 1911 match. Was a pretty solid gun. They're like, what, $500, $550, something like that. Pretty solid. Just your regular, like, Novak style sights. Nothing fancy, but runs good. My Influencer X has been excellent. I've upgraded a few parts and I redid the finish on it. That one is excellent. I got that to a 3.5 pound trigger now. Do I have any Glocks up there? Use your frickin' eyes before you use your keyboard. It's the problem with today's society and all you youngsters. You sit there and you type before you look. You got 2 eyes and 10 fingers. Words. My dad has more guns and a lot of knives, not to be mean. How is that mean? You trying to say your dad has more guns than me? You don't know me, son. Started getting on with the local volunteer fire department. Nice. What's the white page picture behind you? It's my YouTube play button. Here, watch. I'll fix it. There. I might have fixed the reflection. Boom, 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 boom. There. Now you can see that it's a play button. So, Justin, calm down on eliminating people right now. I'm trying to keep the interaction up, so if they spam the shit out of it, then get rid of them. But if they're just saying something stupid, let it go until I get rid of them. Why are you so mad? Because people like you exist. Holy crap, my bad, now I see. No problem, Paul. It had a light glaring right on it. Is Keltec KSG? KSGs are made by Keltec. You are correct. You don't look human. Cool. I'm not sure what your name is, but you're hardcore. You're the best. I love it. My name is Jim, or Joe, or Sparky, or sub, slave, in the sexual sense, not in the... Although I am Asian, so we did help build your fucking railroads, you whiteys. Saying something stupid is my whole life. It shouldn't be. That's sad to say out loud. Bullets for the Desert Eagle. The Desert Eagle is chambered in anything from 357 up to 50 AE, and a lot of calibers in between. What's the big gun? Which big gun? It's fun to stay at the Jiminy Show. So are you in a bunker? Sure. Till they say something stupid, you would have nobody on your feed if you deleted them. All love this channel. Yeah. Yo, I love your guns. They're actually awesome, and I also sub to you. Thank you, Corey. I appreciate that. I'll take 14 of them right now. Give me all your money and your white women's. Jimmy Bob. People call me that. Yo, Sparky, what are those bears for? So they're actually, that one was gifted to me from the World Wildlife Foundation. I sponsor one, and that one is just one that I found at an auction for a nickel. Big gun, top left. Big gun, top left is a Keltec KS7. Is that a Browning high power above your head? No, it just looks like it because of the grips. That's a Tanfoglio Witness. In about 9 minutes, I'll stand up and show all the guns closer. Air Max, what is up? What do you know about running a half mile of Romex a day? What the hell is Romex? Bunkers have foam ceiling panels. Oh, you said you're Asian. Stop bragging and thank you for building our railroads. What state lets down people own guns? Probably not the one you're in, but hey, man, if you have downs and you want to own guns, as long as you're a law-abiding criminal and you can fill out the forms yourself, I'm pretty sure they'll let you buy guns with downs, son. Just, be careful. Just, take a class or something. It's cool that you have downs. You'd be surprised how many people come to my channel just to admit that they have downs. Also, the number of people that come out as gay on this channel is pretty inspiring. So I guess I'm an ally to all of you people that come out and say that you have downs as well as that you're gay. It's awesome. Did you ever see the 50 cal blow up video? The guy lived by sticking his thumb? Yeah, that is Kentucky Ballistics. From the UK, I'll take 2 from the top, 3 from the bottom, and the 1 at the very top, American Express from Kai. Yes. Just give me all your numbers. Have you tried collecting Yugoslavian surplus helmets? No, the last time I wore a helmet, I had to ride a short bus, and it kind of traumatized me. Sounds like a Disturb album. Thank you! I just came out Marine boot camp going to the U.S. Marine Corps sniper course. I used the same 1911 I used in basic training. Okay. As a gay man with Down syndrome, I feel validated. Gayest channel on YouTube. I'm not gay, but $20 is $20. Dude, I got paid $400 to wear fake boobs. Actually, I got $700 for that live stream. I want to go to the Navy. In the Navy, they're gonna spear your butthole in the Navy. I'm only gay because I own night vision and to see men in better. Okay. What's that beautiful shotgun behind you? Beautiful shotgun. Keltec KS7 single tube. You cannot touch guns on live streams, kiddo. You have a 20 gauge shotgun. Actually, I do. A Stevens 320 pump. I must be the only Filipino here who actually lives in the Philippines and who really loves 1911s. Brag all you want, Guile. I love you anyway. I've seen that episode. You should. What is the do I collect other stuff as well? Yeah, I collect fingers. I collect Pokemon. I collect bitches. Yeah. Brian, I know that you were trying to be funny, but the fact that you actually typed in bro's eyes are 2, as in the number, far apart to have downs. Only somebody who is extremely dumb, stupid, and idiotic would actually send a message without double checking it when you're trying to make fun of somebody for being stupid. So congratulations for showing us how well public schools work. Opinion on the newer Remington 783? No, not really. Deffing ads, I'm so proud. I have to, dude, otherwise it gets dropped off. You like All Steel 1911 better than Tupperware guns. Good. I appreciate that. It's good for you, Paul. Do I collect STDs? Yeah, but I keep on taking these weird little shaped pills and they go away. You own 9 pawn shops. Okay. This is actually crazy and funny at the same time. Thank you, Corey. That wall is sick. Do I hunt? Nope. Spell check got me? Yeah, sorry, dude. You kind of fucked yourself over trying to be funny when you have your spell check on. Why do you have spell check on your phone, dude? I love sending misspelled words that are completely spelled the wrong way rather than letting spell check get me. What are those beautiful grips on the CZ? Those were made by the wonderful Mr. Mouse. Mr. Mouse, thank you very much. He also made my new bigger signs and the Chiappa Rhino Jiminy show, which will be behind some of my guns in the future. I was going to put the ball sack on the Glock, but I figured that would be too much for a live stream. Yeah, wait for 5 more minutes, Bottle Flip. How old are you? John Browning for Sainthood. Problem is, he did too many miracles. That he'd be like King Saint and Mother Teresa's like at the top, so you can't dethrone her. Was it difficult finding some of those? Not really, dude. You'd be surprised if you just go places. So what you have to do is turn off your computer, put down your phone, and go outside. You'll see the sun sometimes, depending where you live, and there'll be people, and then you'll have to go to stores that are brick and mortar, and you never know what you're going to find. Duke or Marlin? Brando or Wayne? Well, I gotta tell you, I kind of like the Wayne. But I gotta tell you, sometimes you do this to my little boy right there. But it burns outside and people bother me. Here's another trick for you. Treat all people like NPCs. If you ignore them, chances are they will ignore you. Outside is scary. Also, all my Mountain Dew is inside. What do I think of Canic USA? It's good that they're finally starting to do some manufacturing here. What is interacting people in real life like? It's interesting. It's kind of like this, only they're not nearly as brave as all you wonderful keyboard warriors who think you can type whatever you want without consequence or having to deal with it further on in your life. In GTA, we run over NPCs though. Hey, try it in real life. You get to 5 stars, see what happens. You can tell bro got picked on a lot. Got to be with a mug like that. So I understand that you're still trying to pretend that you're funny, Brian, but the fact that you admitted that you screwed up earlier means that you are already on your back foot. And yes, I was picked on a lot because unlike you, I skipped a lot of grades. So I was a senior at 15 years old versus you at 23. So, you know, a lot of times I don't get picked on as much because, you know, I'm not stupid. Greetings, Joe. Thoughts on 444 Marlin? I didn't even know what the hell that is. That is awesome. Lycan, thank you for the donation, homie. Would you be in Mexico cartel if you wanted to? Dude, I'm my own cartel. This clown bought a play button, play button. What did I ever do for you to personally hate me? I don't personally hate you. I just hate everybody. I have like 4 people I tolerate and 9 people I know, so it's always interesting to watch them pretend to be the 4 people I like. What do you think of the 509 FN? I don't trust any FN plastics, especially the 5 Series. My Glock drinks Mountain Dew. Will its balls shrink? It doesn't have balls. It's a Glock. Oh, thanks, man. I'm glad you like it. Thank you. James says, oh, what's up? No suppressor on the yeet tonight. Nah, I didn't feel like threading it on there. Tommy comes in with the $5 donation. Tommy John, thank you, brother. Appreciate that one. Do I like flocks? Sometimes, unless they're shitting on my car. What's the reason I'm not trusting the FN plastic? Because it's too cheap. It's very flexible. Kentucky Ballistics had his 510 explode, but if you take a 509, you can squeeze the grip quite a bit. That means that it's not a heavily reinforced plastic, which honestly you want for longevity in your plastics. A Glock doesn't flex nearly as much as a 509. So, and that's me actually being nice about fucking Glocks. I like him. I'm out. Thank you, Brian. Do you like Glock? No. What do you think of Canic? There's 2 of them right there, so they're okay. They're watching me, and guns are dangerous. As everybody will tell you, guns hurt people. So since there's 2 of them behind me, I'm not making fun of them at all. Ganic is good. Glock is life. Glock is love. I have a Glock tattoo. Some Glocks can have balls, yeah. What point should you turn your safety on? In self-defense, home defense. Here's what I say to you, that fly killer. If your gun has a safety, train with it, always starting in the on position. That way it becomes second nature to sweep your safeties off. Otherwise, carry a gun with no safety. Do I like the M4? Sure. Maybe we should just stop using plastic and use metal and wood again. I agree, Lord. F510 blows up quite a bit. I would avoid just buy a P10F. Thank you. I agree, Osmonic. What's your favorite Glock? I'm going to say the Glock 46 because it's a rotating barrel, which is actually an almost novel idea from a company known for horse semen and basic. You have rounds for these guns, or are they just for show? No idea. I don't even know what a gun is. I just found those on the street. I'm in America. Hellcat Pro? Yep. Oh, cucumber. Ah! Steyr over Glock. Anything over Glock. It's Monic, but the P10F isn't in 10mm. It might be someday. Glock is the Honda Civic of guns. It's even worse than that, Secular. Hey, your boy's Pickles. What's up, dude? How much guns doesn't you own? I don't know the exact number. And I'm not saying that to be funny. I just don't pay attention. I don't even know how many guns are behind me. One of you should count. Dora the Explorer. You guys want to see them all close? Let's do it. Let's do it. We're gonna make goo. I'm gonna stick my fingers in this pie, and it's gonna be gooey, gooey gumdrops full of bum drops. All right, so we're gonna start at this end. Look, a Glock. That's a Glock 22. It's made out of shit. That's an SR9C. I'd trust that over that. That is a Taurus TX22 with upgraded trigger and stuff. A buddy of mine traded that to me for one of my other guns. I'm not reading a single thing you're typing. I'm showing you guns. You guys should all stop typing and enjoy the show. Taurus G3X. It's kind of like their version of a Glock 19X. I sold my Resident Evil 1911, so I replaced it with a Canik TP9 SFX. Why not, right? So I'm going to throw my big dot on that. Got a Palmetto State Rock 5.7, Canik Meta SFT, VP70, the German High Point, basically. The Beretta Stars pistol. My buddy left all his guns with me for a couple of days while he has little people in his house. And no, not children. He's hosting a dwarf convention. Apparently they do their own version of the caber toss where you toss dwarves downstairs. I don't know why they do it, but they do. Caltech KS7, the Yeet Cannon. The Taurus PT92 Compact Decocker, my Arex Alpha, which I'm not keeping because I'm an idiot. Hang on a second. That is, it's not loaded. It's just the hammer's back. So I swapped the blue grips onto my PL1, and I put the Rosewood 3D printed grips that I got from Drunk Mouse onto my Tanfolio. That is the Mitchell Mauser's Gold Series 95, manufactured. Actually found out at NRA show that Dan Wesson did all of the Mitchell Mauser guns, so that is a race gun from them. The SIG 1911, and after 60 rounds, the finish is wearing off the safeties. What the hell's up with that, guys? The Para Ordnance P1345, chambered in 9mm. Man, there's a lot of hammers back tonight. I was playing with that gun earlier, the Beretta Ghost FS92. Smith & Wesson Bodyguard, fits in the corner, bitch. I don't know why I'm screaming, but you'll be fine. My Gerson 2011, you can ask my buddy Alex. He likes shooting that one. It's very fast and accurate. My custom AR with the unique AR's upper, the burriscope, and the flat-faced binary trigger and ambi controls. You got to have one of those. The TAC 79 from Exotic Ammo, the 37mm Signer tube. A Diamondback DB15, because this is how you take $700, which is what that gun costs, and you put $40 in Amazon shit on it. I bought that off of somebody. It's unfired. Go frickin' figure. A Glock 19 MOS, because I own a gun store and apparently people don't have taste. My Influencer X, I put a new spring in it, so now it's running a 3.5-pound trigger. If you're looking for anything, you should maybe type that into your Google. Wind City Armory. Car 1911 Auto Ordnance, and my Springfield Operator. So that's what's up there tonight. Damn, Joey got shit on.
My thoughts, Berg, about the 590 nightstick. I don't have much experience with 590 nightstick. A lot of the system is the same as your standard 590, so I approve it in that respect anyway.
Do I have a K54 pistol? I just showed you what's on the wall. Ask questions about those guns. I'm not answering other questions.
I don't answer questions. I just talk.
Love it. 1911, can't go wrong. Agreed. Best straightforward answers to real questions on YouTube. Best real answers to dumbass questions on YouTube. Dove Season, thank you for the $5 donation. You are a wonderful wunderbar. You are wunderbar. Wait, that's German. I'm not a Nazi. Am I? No, I don't think. Wait, am I? No. No, I'm good. Martin says it's dope. Is the car a 9 or 45? 45. So besides guns, what type of sword would you use if you had to use a sword? I'm kind of curious. I like to take swordsman shirt. Honestly, it would probably be a broadsword of some type because I'm 6'4" and I'd look weird with a little dagger. So besides guns, oh, you already asked that. What's your thoughts on M&P pistols? They're fine. They're good. They're a step above Glock, but they're still basic-ass guns. So if you've ever seen a pumpkin spice latte, that's a Glock. The pumpkin spice latte with foam, that's a Smith & Wesson M&P. A White Russian, well, that's just racism. What's the scariest malfunction you've had? Nothing as bad as Kentucky Ballistics. I've had a suppressed 22 AR-15 cook off some rounds. That was interesting. Why would you call Germans Nazis? I wasn't saying all Germans are Nazis. I'm just saying all Nazis were Germans. Are those airsoft guns? I'll show you airsoft guns. How do you like the Canik MC9 LS? It was kind of cool. I had one in the shop for a while. Sold it some people I like. Sold some people I like it too. No, my buddy has the standard MC9 and he bought the LS and he says it shoots way better than even the standard one. So it's definitely worth looking at if you're also considering like the 365 Macro or the Hellcat Pro. I'd definitely say check out all three of those. How's it hanging today, Joe? Backwards for some reason. It's like in between, and I'm not even tucking, and it's like it doesn't want to. It's raining out, so it's like staying. Anyway, Jiminy's in a weird mood tonight. I'm in an ADD mood, so that's attention deficit. Definitely don't do dumb things. It's too many D's. What are you preparing for? War
And peace.
I just showed all the guns. Go back 6 minutes and you can see the ones on the wall. I have bred a PX4 Storm 9mm. It's beautiful. I've got it in 45. I agree. The PX4 Storm is awesome. Excellent choice, although I'm 6'2", but my main sword was the Persian sword. It has a power behind. I keep saying sword wrong. I'm sorry. If you ever watched the movie Pearl Harbor and it had Michael Shannon in it where he plays a mechanic and they were talking about launching the bombers off the carrier and he says, tip of the sword. I'm not mad at you, drunk. I just didn't see all your questions. I'm answering them as I see them. Sorry, bud. What do you think about the Canik SFX Pro? SFX Pro I haven't spent any time with, but I would probably say it's probably going to be nice. Not all Nazis were German, but all German Nazis were German if they were Nazis. So if you were a Nazi and you were German, you were a Nazi. I know that other people were Nazis. It's called a joke. If you've never been here before, I don't take things too seriously, and I say whatever comes to my mind. So I would highly recommend that you either get a sense of humor, rent a sense of humor, and stop using a Nazi sense of humor, and just enjoy the show. Otherwise, I would highly suggest you do this and swipe away, because you're not going to be happy with the rest of this show. CZ or Tanfolio? I prefer the originator, but Tanfolio makes some really good stuff. Favorite 9mm handgun? Not really. No problem. How did the grips fit? Honestly, did they turn out okay? They fit perfectly, dude. They fit the lines great. You did really good on that. Would you rather be homeless with all your pew-pews or move to California? Yes. I would rather be homeless with all my pew-pews. What handguns would you recommend be my first one? Go to a gun store or a range, somewhere where you can rent guns and see what fits you best. I can tell you what's reliable. I will not make a suggestion for you. Are they real or are they airsoft? Click on some of my videos, man. I don't do airsoft on this channel. He did not see that coming. Wait, no, that's the one you're getting something bad. What'd you carry today? You keep asking me that like you think I'm going to sell it to you. My Para-Ordnance Black Ops 1911. Is Sky a good handgun? Nah, not really. They have a great warranty, though. So if you're going to buy a Sky, go with the DVG-1. That's their striker fire gun. It has at least a competent trigger. Otherwise, they're kind of... oh, good. Glad you like the grips and they fit perfectly. Yeah, they're good, man. Should I get a Glock 20? Is it good? Of the striker fired 10 millimeters made by Glock, it's fine. Love that you don't take crap. Thank you. I also don't give crap. I flush it. Are you or have you ever served in the military? Nope. Are you in the closet? Dude, I'm so out of the closet, I couldn't be more out of the closet even if I was in your closet. I am a cross-dressing YouTuber who wears fake tits on live. Also, I'm in a room, not a closet. Are you saying stupid things and call it a joke? Swipe along. What, you swiping along, or are you? I don't understand what you're saying. If you're trying to support me, I appreciate it. But if you're trying to insult me, it didn't work. Skies are some of the guns of all times. Of all the guns that I've spoken of recently, the Sky is the most recent that I've just spoken of. Got any switches? Yeah, there's a couple right over there. That one controls the lights, and that one controls the AC. Thoughts on the MPA Defender for shits and giggles? It's always shits and giggles until somebody giggles and shits. But the MPA Defender's kind of cool. And they're not too expensive, but it's not really my style. I did a video on one. Ruger, PC carbine, yay or nay? Yes, with the tactical setup with the M-lock and the pistol grip. I don't like it in the rifle configuration. I'm digging that Ghost Beretta. Go to my website or send me an email. It's for sale. Glocks are beautiful. Somebody likes right angles. Everyone make sure you hit the like button for the live stream. No, don't do it. Don't do it. If you hit the like button, I swear to God, I'm coming over to your house and flushing all your toilets while you're in the shower. I love your sense of humor. I'm over here laughing my butt off. I love the Kimber 1911. Yeah, it's pretty good. World War III prediction. We'll win. Assuming we can get the news to shut the hell up for a day. If we could turn off all news services for 24 hours, we can end any war. The only reason we don't use the nuke is because social media would tell us we were overreacting. Thus, we spend 20 years in a foreign country. Favorite AR manufacturer? Don't really have one. I like custom build ARs. Any tips on getting my mom to let me get an AR? First of all, if you're trying to talk your mom into letting you get an AR, give me her number, because you're obviously young enough for her to still be hot. Wind City Armory's best armory. Yep, thank y'all. Who thinks a Glock trigger pull is good? Overton Windex once said that he believes a 1911 has a worse trigger than a Glock. He said a Glock has a better trigger than a 1911. And then he finished his meth pipe. He also called it a Glock a two-stage trigger because he refers to the trigger safety as a stage of a Glock trigger. It's literally a piece of plastic that interferes with the frame. But hey, whatever. Did you hear about the kid suspended for eating his Pop-Tart in a gun shape? I've heard of stories like that. I didn't know there was another one recently. Fire out, what's up? Stuff Stud, thank you. Do you still fix consoles? From time to time, depending on what's wrong with them. Didn't say POF. I love POF. They're expensive for no reason. Have you ever used a 22 conversion on an AR? I personally have not, but I know people that have, and they work good. Last 22 AR I had was just a Smith & Wesson M&P 22, so I didn't have to. My SP 22 and 2022 is better than a Glock. A Glock? I agree. Thoughts on Canik triggers? They're basically Walther P99s. They're good. Overton is a Windex. Yes, he is a little bit off. But he's also brought himself way down. So when he was in his feud with Vintage Warfare, and I was kind of in my own feud with both of those idiots, I'm cool with Vintage now. But when I was kind of going off on both of them, they were both like trying to outdo each other in the screw you arguments. It kind of I got over it, and YouTube got over it too, because I think they punched his channel in the nuts, so he calmed way the hell down. Favorite pre-workout? Usually watching porn, because then I do my wrist calisthenics, and then I go to bed. Yo. Is it worth it to get an LTC license to carry? It's worth it to get it anywhere if you're planning on traveling outside of your state and you want to have your gun. Here in the state of Virginia, we honor all 50 states concealed carries. If you live in a state with constitutional carry and you leave that state, you no longer have the right to carry. So get a concealed carry if you're planning on exiting your state frequently. I can't fathom how somebody trusts a pistol loaded in their hip that isn't a Glock. Then you don't understand how guns work. Was I in the military? No, sir. Wish I could have served. Too many physical disabilities. And no, I am not a LARPer. I'm not I was in the military. I was in the Army. No, I would never claim that because I wasn't. My father was career military. Thank you for your service, old man. But yeah, I never once ever tried to intimate that I was in the service. People do think that because I wear a green shirt and I have tattoos. Also, I'm not stupid. Stupid. Imagine going in with a gun like I'm taking a Renaissance. You're just walking around with a bulletproof vest and a Glock with a switch and a drum mag. Oh yeah, you'd rule the Middle Ages. Overton's a mean mother. Yeah, he's one of those people that is right. Period. Just that's it. He's right. So if you don't agree with him, you're wrong and you're stupid. And I kind of take offense to that. I will have the C308 paid off. You want to see an HK slap? Hell yeah! I have an ARP. Should I get an FRT or a binary? So, force resets are fine. Binaries at least give you the option to disable your multi-shot capabilities. You know what I mean? With the, not multi-shot, but you know what I mean. It gives you an option to turn that shit off. So, I actually prefer binaries. That's what's been in my AR. I've got the Franklin Armory. Umarex does make the HK416. They also make the HK MP5, a lot of the Smith & Wesson 22 and the Beretta 22. They're all made by Umarex. Umarex is one of the biggest manufacturer of 22 firearms, believe it or not. Thank you for your service, Jiminy. Happy belated. No, don't give people the wrong idea, Drunk Mouse. Talented development. Do you think the 1911 will go off in the holster? If you're stupid. Nice guns. What are your favorite? 1911s. 1911s are the most reliable. Pretty much. Used to have a Desert Eagle J-Dog, but I don't anymore. I got rid of it. He's right. There's no room for anything else. Pretty much. But like I said, the minute he said a Glock had a two-stage trigger, I never watched another one of his videos. I've dropped the Series 70 muzzle verse and not had it go off. So I doubt it. No, it's one of those things where people don't understand guns, but they still talk like they understand guns, and then they don't realize that they don't understand guns. So here's the thing. Guns have existed for hundreds of years. Ever since gunpowder was invented, we designed some kind of tube to fire some sort of projectile using some kind of powder. Well, not a modern gun, but projectile fire gunpowder propelled projectiles have existed for hundreds of years. YouTube and 24-hour news media has been around since the 90s and 2007. This little window of time has made everybody an expert on shit they shouldn't be talking about. No, YouTube, when you come in and you just make blanket statements and then start asking questions, you started on the wrong foot. Instead of coming in and being polite and asking a question, you came in and just made a stupid fucking statement. That's the problem. When you start by saying something rude and stupid, you deserve what you get. Why would I take you seriously when the first thing you say to me when I don't know who you are is something stupid and rude? That'd be like me meeting your mother and telling her I want to punch her in the tit, and then asking her for a glass of water. So don't sit here and call me a mofo when you don't know how to introduce yourself into a conversation without coming off as an asshole. Okay? Thank you. I like hammer guns and 308 battle rifles. Good job, everyone. We're at 100 likes. Yep, pretty much. In your family, why do you not have that many guns? So I actually own a gun store. I heard the biggest gun collectors have never won a fight or never have one, period. What the hell did you just type, 5 line? Can a CT45 get a rail adapter? What the hell is a CT45? Thoughts on the 8.6 Blackout? I don't deal much with rifles. Go watch PewView. He did one. Dude, that thing goes through everything. Thoughts on an MP5 and 22? It's fun if you want to have an MP5 style gun and you can buy one that actually has HK on it. But it's not a real MP5. It's just a straight blowback versus a roller delay. But it's cool if you want training. It's like buying a 22 caliber AR. It's fun, but it's not exactly the same. Found a Premier 32 when I was a young kid. I'm 46. I'm scared of guns, but I've kept it all these years. It is mint condition, but is it a cheap gun? Premier 32s? Yeah, they're not very expensive. I don't deal much with LPVOs, but I know a lot of companies make them. You know, all of a sudden my brain just stopped. Somebody else help me. My brain just stopped. Blue and flashy base plate fit checkmate mags. Oh, gotcha. I'll have to double check that. I didn't know which ones I go on. Ow. I just pulled out an eyelash. Thank God I just checked my clothes in the dryer. I opened up the door and found a 12-gauge shell sitting right on the limp trap. That could have went very bad. Your dryer cannot get hot enough to set off a shotgun shell. Found a Krag model 1898 for a steal last year. I got a Krag sitting in my store right now. Hey, Five Line, can you like try to spell words correctly if you're trying to make a joke or if you're trying to be funny or trying to get people to like you? Because when you type so poorly, all I do is pity you. I got an M206. Thoughts? The Rock Island M206, it's a perfectly good gun. Very cheap, but pretty reliable. I wish the grips were bigger on them. Can a Colt 45 get a rail adapter? You could use the Recover Tactical rail adapter if you really wanted to. It's cool as hell. I'd like to own one too at one point in this lifetime. What about my FMK Gen 1? FMKs are ugly, but they seem to work. How am I doing today? Salty! Doing pretty good. Do I have a Colt 45 or ACP? Those aren't real. Did I get blocked home slice? No, you're fine. I see you. You have armor piercing in there, and have you ever used live? Have you ever unalived someone? That's something a 12-year-old asks. No. Do you have a Bilenium or Centennial Berettas? No, I don't. That'd be cool though. You just bought your first pistol, a 19X. You'll be all right. You love the P320. I like the Legion 320s. You think the guns coming out now will still be relevant in 20 years? Some of them are. There's too many, though. Honestly, there's too many. It's going to be hard to say this gun is going to be the gun in 20 years, whereas like a Glock, it just, they're all Glocks, so everybody's like, they're relevant. The blue base plates are matched. Yes, I understand, Drunk. I will try them on there. Absolutely. A lot of guns fire without the mag. Do you have a 50 cal? Not anymore, bro. The people in this shit 10. The frick you mean you don't need big hands to use a sidearm? Yeah, so Seth, it is full of people that don't understand words. Do I have a Mini 14? Nope. Real talk, I can tell you're a cool dude, a beer drinker. Don't drink beer. Don't take life serious. Well-known dude is easy to hang, violent if you're pushed. That's the kind of guy I see, no offense. No, I take that, John. I don't drink. But yeah, I'm very laid back. I'm bigger than most people, so both in penis and physical size. So I don't let a lot really get to me. A lot of you people think that I'm actually mad at you. I will masturbate and sleep fine tonight. You own any slingshot? Nope. Do you love a 1911? They're okay. My goat Sparky goes to a shooting range. Lol. Okay, great. They will fit. I tested them on my checkmate mags for my staccato P and they fit for sure. All right, I'll definitely put them on my staccato or my STI mags. Is the Smith & Wesson Shield Plus a good everyday carry? Absolutely. The Shield Plus is definitely a very highly suggested carry piece. Absolutely. Do I have a Colt AR-15? No, I do not, Jeffrey. Model 94 or Colt single action arm leaf for farm carry. A holster makes it hard to mount my horse. So Model 94 is a bit long in my opinion, but yeah, I get that. But Colt single action army, that's cool. You can run snake shot and stuff. So many pistols, compensating for shortcomings somewhere? Yes, I don't have feet, so I have a lot of guns. I can't run, so I have to shoot you. Mrs. Mouse laughed when you said penis. As soon as I start my OnlyFans, I'll prove it. Did you serve? No, I'm a pretty large dude. I am pretty busted up, so I've calmed down a bunch. Yeah, that makes sense, John's life. Johnny, just looked at car on the website. Can't believe that Craig hasn't. Just looked at the car. Can't believe the Craig hasn't sold yet. Yeah, I can't believe that either. Probably because it costs like $70 to ship the damn thing. What's your best budget recommendation? In terms of reliable stuff, if you want to get in super cheap, look at the Taurus G2C, G3 lineup. Those are usually well under $300. The SD9 VE or the SD9 2.0s, those come in at right around $300. Daggers are an okay place to come in. You just have to know guns a little bit so you can test them and make sure they're in good shape. And then used guns, man. Used guns are always a great way to go. You had me beat on it by only half an inch that one time, dude. When it's sideways, half an inch matters. She's shaking her head now. Lol. I bet you got a Glock 17. No. Yes. No. Yeah. Personally or in the store? In the store, no. SP 2022s and 40 can be had for $350. Pretty solid. Am I going to start carrying the Gerson X? The Match X? No, I don't want to carry it. With a 2-pound trigger, it's a little bit too light for carry. The Influencer X, I could, but I'm still doing a few things to it. P365, reliable carry option. Absolutely, Jacob. I'm so proud of her. She vacuumed our house while I was at work. I love her. Mrs. Mouse, you got love and affection on the internet from your husband. Is it good money gun business? How many years in business? You can make a living doing it, but you have to do it right. This is my first year in business. I've been in the industry for 6 years. I wouldn't trust my life to a Taurus. Okay. My Taurus has never jammed. I put about 8,000 rounds through her. See? Do you have a Deagle? No, I sold my Desert Eagle. I had the Desert Eagle in 50 cal. All my friends really liked shooting it, and they also always forgot their wallet when it came time to buy the ammo for it, so I sold it. My Gen X, you remind me of my old man, same demeanor and take no BS attitude. Love it. I was born in 1979, so is that Gen X? I think it is. I've been trying to get my life back, my farm, my family. I don't know much about upkeeping a farm, but I'm figuring out gang life is not the way to go. I wish I would have known that years ago. Well, I'm happy that you're doing that, John. Good for you, brother. What's your favorite Postal? Postal 3 was really cool. It was like a offset 3D top-down shooter game. But honestly, Portal was probably better than Postal. Thanks, Jiminy. She's just shy tonight. Aw. Tell her I said, yay! I'm wanting to make a slide on my Rock Island run a little smoother. Is there a first step I should be taking? To make it run smoother, Rock Islands are all Parkerized, so it takes some like 400 grit, 600 grit. Start high if you're not used to smithing your own guns. Take all the Parkerization off your internal rails, both on the rails on the frame and inside the slide. You'll be surprised how much that will smooth up a Rock Island. Do you have a Vector? Yes, it's 14 degrees that way. Chris Vector? No, sir. I had one for a year, but then my buddy remembered I borrowed it. My birthday was yesterday. Happy gosh dang birthday! What do I think about a 380 Llama? I've never shot the 380 Llama. It basically is the same thing as the Baby Rock from Rock Island. They're okay. Would I trust my life with a Springfield XDM? Yes. I used to carry an XDM Elite. You weren't here earlier. If this was during the live stream, this thing has gotten loose just from me opening it on live stream for the last few times. Oh yeah, and the fact that I threw it against the wall. But earlier I went to open this by flicking it, and I went like this and literally threw it straight up in the air, and it hit me in the hat. So I should not have knives. Guns I'm fine with, but knives are news. Thought that was green screen for a second. Nope, the easiest way to tell it's not green screen is I'm wearing a green shirt. Opinion on CZ. I like CZ. CZ has guns now from the bottom, like the P10 series. You can get a non-optics cut in the 300s all the way up to, they own Dan Wesson, and I think they own Court now. Let me borrow the yeet cannon. Dude, they're $200. If you don't have enough money to buy your own yeet cannon, you're going to cut yourself again. I already did that today. You can't see it really well, but I was opening a box and I stabbed myself because I'm a dumbass. I am not to be having any goddamn knives. It's nice to give people like these the opportunities. Helps them feel normal. Bro, you're the guy with Downs, right? It's amazing that you're still here. It's It's my birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday! What's the cheapest good handgun and how much? So I can't tell you what's the cheapest. If you got to tell me your price range, buddy. Speaking of Dan Wesson, have I ever shot a 4.45 Super Magnum? No. The largest caliber outside of rifles that I've currently shot is a 454 Casull. I shot a BFR in 30-30 and a BFR in 45-70 just a couple of times. Cool collection. Thank you. PSA and Taurus make good sidearms for cheap. I'm going to add a word to that. PSA and Taurus sometimes make good sidearms for cheap. You have to definitely test a Taurus and a PSA just to make sure that the quality control didn't miss something. $200? No. Save up. Spend more money. $200 for a sidearm, you're getting a high point or a sky. At that point, you've just given up on life. What do you think of a Tanfoglio Witness Elite? I've never messed with the Elite. I've shot the stock 2, but not the Elite. I've got a standard Witness up there, the one with the rosewood grips. All right, Judy, you've already said hi, and I've already wished you happy birthday. Now you can chill. You have a SIG? Maybe. You definitely gotta look. Okay. Favorite cheese for grilled cheese? Dude, yellow American, bro. Stone, you can afford to buy a yeet cannon every hour you work, buddy. Well, what do I think about Swiss knives? They're novelties these days. Swiss Army knives are not useful. They're not well made. If you can buy one for $50 inside of an airport, what's the difference between a good gun and a bad gun? Marketing. That's why people seem to like Glock. Can you send me a Glock? No, but if you'd like me to, I can send you a list of 800,000 other guns that are better than Glock. Have you played Red Dead Redemption? No, I have not, John. Sorry, I don't like period gun games. What do you think of the new Ruger? Played with one. It seemed pretty fine. I shot my buddies at the range the other day. Interestingly, if you shoot 115 grain out of the Ruger, I think their barrel rifling isn't that good. It's not stabilizing the round very well, or it's going too fast through the rifling. I don't know which way it's going, but it was hitting low. 124 grains was hitting point of aim, point of impact. 115 was hitting low at 10 yards, so it was like it was spinning the round too fast, or it wasn't stabilizing right, or something. What guns are better than Glock? Every gun is better than Glock. Would you ever get one of those decked out gold guns like cartels use? I used to have one. I had the Gerson Regard, a white one with gold barrel. Do I have an M6A1? Nope. Favorite gun you have? My Winchester 1894 and 30-30. It was my grandfather's, pre-World War II. Can you play Call of Duty Warzone? Not really. I don't like Call of Duty. So if marketing is the only difference, why not get a $200 gun? $200 guns are shit. They're trash. Just think about it. Would you buy a $200 car? Gun is a gun, bullet will come out. Not always, Shelton. That's tough as hell. So marketing, so what I mean by marketing is Glock spends tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars on marketing to sell the same gun every single year. Kind of like Apple. Their guns are not anything special. They're literally nothing about a Glock that is good. They're just reliable. Now, to some people, reliable equals good. For those people that are looking for one gun, and I recommend Glocks all the time in my store, and I carry them because people want them. But if you're looking for one gun to defend yourself, your house, your car, etc., get a Glock. It's going to run every time. It's going to be reliable. It'll feed almost any ammo you give it. But the reason the gun is so reliable is because it is so poorly built. And I don't mean poorly built from a quality standpoint. I mean poorly built in terms of their tolerances, the way things fit together. There are so loose tolerances in a Glock that it's basically an AK. But if you look at a 1911, you can affect the way a 1911 runs by taking as little as 0.02 of an inch of material off of it. I could literally take half the slide off a Glock and it won't affect it. Hey Cody, what's up? What's the best sniper rifle? Yeah, you can get a used 88 for that. You can't get a new one anymore. What's your favorite build you've done? Currently, my Gerson Match X, which is above my play button because I did have to send the alien out finally. But my 2011 Gerson Match X is my favorite build so far. 2.1 to 2.5 pound trigger on that guy. Fun finish, and it runs good. Plus, when I throw it, people for some reason clench their assholes. You got a Desert Eagle for your birthday? Nice, dude. Just don't get an 8mm gun. A buddy of mine had an AK chambered in 8mm. It was crazy. I'm getting a Glock, lol, thanks. Oh, I got a 1911 in my nightstand. There you go, Penelope. Do what you got to do, man. Best war movie. I don't know why I called you man. I apologize, Penelope. I can clearly see. Actually, that's not saying a lot because I've had bigger boobs than most people. Case scenario: you get abducted with a 12 gauge in hand. What are you doing? What? I don't understand what you're asking, dastardly. Good starter gun for learning to shoot. So that's a personal thing. What you need to do, if you have a range that will allow you to rent firearms, go to a range that allows you to rent firearms. A lot of ranges will let you rent a gun for like $10 to $15 for an hour, and then you can try like 4 or 5 guns, and then you'll find the one you like, versus going to the store and then listening to everybody else. The store clerk may say, you want a Glock 19, and then you pick up a Glock 19 and you realize you can't hit shit because it has a terrible trigger and a terrible grip angle, and your anticipation of the shot makes you throw your shot everywhere. So spend $50 to $60 renting some guns, and you'll find the gun that you actually like. That's my recommendation. Do you want me to send the Night Stalker? Yes, because the T-Sauce is supposedly on its way. Jared, I know you went to the race, but come on, man. How do I feel about the Sega 12? I actually had the Sega in 20 gauge. I thought it was fun. Have I messed with the 909 Nocturne? Yes, I did a video on it and sold it to my buddy. Opinion on SIG. They need to nut up and admit that their guns have problems and move past it. The fact that they denied, that has never worked for anybody. I deny that it has ever worked for anybody. And yeah, they just need to own up to their mistake and move forward. Explain how they fixed the problem. The fact that we're in 2025 and we're talking about guns from before 2021's having issue, yeah. The name Kimber scares me, but I really like to finish on their new 2011s. Is it worth the 25K risk? Yeah, so Kimber is under new leadership, and they also moved their factory. Their quality has come way up. In the last year, they've gone on to every distributor now. They don't have exclusivity deals, so they're producing a lot more guns, but they've also increased their quality control. I have yet to have a new Kimber with any of the same problems as the old Kimbers. I'd still replace their mags. The Kim Pro mags, I think they're Chip McCormick's or something, but I'd go with Wilson Combats. 365 is a good model. I bought a replica of the gun from Devil May Cry. It's a double barrel pistol. One breaks in the armor and the other shoots its skin. I love hanging it on my wall, and I just thought it's so badass. Cool, dastardly. What do you know about the JC Higgins 12 gauge? Not a lot. I've had people trade them in and sell them to us when I worked at the other gun stores. I really don't take them anymore. Worked at Les Bear Customs for years. Real slide to frame fitment by hand. Absolutely, and that's why your guns are worth the upwards of $300 to $3,500. I have a chance to buy a Les Bear lower with a Caspian upper that's been rechambered in 400 Corbon that I'm thinking about buying just to take the Les Bear frame off of it, buy another Les Bear slide and refit it. Opinion on 50 caliber. In rifle, cool. In handgun, kind of pointless. What about a 38 revolver as a good gun for protection? Yeah. Any gun that you practice with and you learn all of its idiosyncratic things, idiosyncrasies, yeah. Just learn a gun, practice with the gun, and be competent with a gun, and any gun can be good protection. My friend's old 50 cal exploded and he had to get 45 stitches. That sucks. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you. Magnum Research Desert Eagle 40 cal. I didn't know they did one in 40 cal. That's interesting. I can't see how a 40 cal can knock back a nearly 3-pound slide, but okay. How are you, Pookie? I'm doing very good, Ookie Mookie. Dang, all yo. What's up, Nukem? I want to switch, but the government is so mean. Here's what you do. Get an FFL and get an SOT license. I can buy a Glock 18 right now for $3,500 and have a full auto Glock. In fact, I kind of want to do that just so when people go, do you got a Glock? I can pull out the Glock 18 and say, fuck yeah. I'm in a bar, so I can't hear a word you're saying. What do you think about TSOS duty in 45? I don't really have an opinion on the duties yet. TSOS is sending me the new Gen 2 for review. I'll give you an opinion. But TSOS in general, they run, especially if they're not race guns. Their regular guns are pretty good. They've had some firing pin issues and things in the past, but you can literally buy a Wilson. So like this kit, right? So this complete spring set for 1911 cost me like $36 in its Wilson Combat. And it dropped the trigger weight in my Influencer X from 5.5 pounds to 3.5 pounds. So you can fix anything, and it's a solid all steel construction. Do I know Kentucky Ballistics? No. I've seen him, but I don't know him personally. I think you like Fortnite. Dude, I'm 46 years old. I don't play Fortnite. I play Roblox. Are Derringer 2-shot pistols plus P rated, or are they ever labeled? They're not labeled, but they're such a heavy-duty metal for the most part that even the most basic one can fire it because it doesn't have real moving parts other than the hammer. So 22 is not as bad as people think, but if you want something for good defense, I'll make the walls snow less. What? How would a silly man such as myself get a hands on a full auto once I get the proper license? So you'll have to go through websites and companies that specialize in doing what are called transferable machine guns. You can also go to a lot of gun shows because they'll have sellers of full auto machine guns. But here's where the bad side comes in. If you're not an FFL with an SOT and you can get post samples, a Glock 18, number one, is illegal in the United States, but a M16, for example, a full auto M16 on the used market right now is about 50 grand to 70 grand. A full auto M16 as a post dealer sample, which means I can't sell it to anybody, but I can keep it for a store demonstration piece. I can buy a full auto M16 right now for 5 grand because it can't be sold on the open market. Henry Big Boy 44 Magall tactical handguard and skeletonized stock. Go for it. What do I think about the P320? I like the Legion 320. I don't really like the stock ones. They had terrible triggers to begin with, and those are the ones that go kabooey. Have you ever shot a 357 4-barrel? Nope, I have not, and I imagine it would kick like a mule. You're going to grab a 6er and go home. Don't drink it on the way. No, I don't like Glock, period. Glock is a no. I own several, but I don't shoot them. They sit there, and I'm hoping that they rust. You got the M17. Okay, well, unfortunately, that does have the basic ass trigger in it. What are all the differences in the Legion model? So when you're looking at the 320 X5 Legion, the slide is different. It has a non-captive guide rod with different spring weights depending on what you're running through the gun. It has a tungsten frame, and it has the X trigger, which is not susceptible to accidental or uncommanded. Why do we keep changing the names? ADs, accidental discharges, or NDs. Why don't you like Glocks? They're boring. But I wouldn't give my full autos away anyhow, so ones I can't sell would be fine. There you go. Did I go over the wall already?
ASA, yeah.
You ever shoot an old 30-06? It kicks like a mule. Yes. Aren't all Legion models metal frame? No. Like you said, the X320 is technically a polymer frame with tungsten infused. It's not actually metal. What about the MC17 trigger changed with the flux? If you're putting it in the flux, but you still have the curved trigger, you still have an M17 trigger. It's the same trigger. It doesn't matter what chassis you put it in. So you would need to change the trigger to have a different trigger. The one in the Flux Legion is an X trigger. Is 6 Hours 226 close to the Legion? There is a Legion version of the 226. So no, the 226 is the original model. The Legion is a subcategory of the 226. Yeah, and we're also at 120 people right now, RG, so having them monetize is allowing me to keep viewership. Hey, I just asked my old man. He says, you're what's this new age calls a Gen Xer. There we go. I knew I was right on the cusp. Yes, change the trigger. Do I like Canix? Yes. This is the guy that accidentally shoots his wife clearing rooms in his own apartment. Really? You are? Sorry, Dobby.
Dobby's a good health. Oh, I named my avatar Dobby.
He dies in the book and the movie. Spoiler. Can you tell me the difference between the shells for shotguns? That always confuses me. Birdshot, very small little pellets. Buckshot, bigger pellets. Slug, basically a round. It's one solid projectile. What's up? Ever had a gun explode on you after firing it? No, personally I have not. I've had an AR-15 with the suppressor get hot enough that it was cooking off rounds, but that's technically not an explosion. Well, I mean, technically it's an explosion. The round goes off. Hi, my dog is named Dobby. Hello. Just if you're on a phone, do this. Or, bro, that's fricked up. Sorry, Dobby. You're the one that ran in here trying to make an insult.
Now you got the insult, mister. Hey, I'm gonna give Dobby a sock. It's crusty. It could be a lampshade.
You honestly think you're funny and original, bro? I get that same joke all the time. You are a Melissa McCarthy fan, aren't you? A Jack Black fan. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 humor guy. That's you. Crusty filled socks. Yes. Someone give him a sock so he leaves. Hey, CWL, sorry. I got your email way too late, dude. I called down there and they have your gun. I forgot to put your name on it. I just sent the gun to a gun store. Any guns you could recommend to me, good man? What do you want? Pistol, rifle, semi, revolver? What are you looking for? Beretta, baby. Nice. There's two of them up there. Not seeing any in the background. Are suppressors legal in there? Yeah, suppressors are legal, but they're freaking expensive. I have an Osprey 9. It's just not on the Yeet Cannon tonight. Is this green screen? I'm wearing a green shirt. Figure it out. I'm wearing a green shirt. Green screen, green shirt. You just made my lazy eye twitch. How are you? Sorry, you said it with 3 question marks. Any will work. Just your personal recommendation. So 1911s are always going to be at the top of my list. If you can afford one, get a Nighthawk. The Canik SFT Pro is a really good one. You can get one with a threaded barrel so you can compensate it, or just run it the way it is, suppress it. Show you my ass? Why would I do that one? Smokey thinks he's funny too. Help, I'm trapped in this digital realm. There's no escape. Stop typing in all caps and I'll get you out, brother. Oh, look at this. Bye. See you too. Oh, darn. People went away. Oh, man. This is so awful. I know you're trying to troll. You're not actually trolling, but someday you'll come up with an original roast. Any FRT? Nah, I'm good. I don't like wasting ammo. Currently looking at getting a 1911. I've seen a lot of good things about the T-Sauce. I have my issues with T-Sauce. I'm working on my issues with T-Sauce. I can say that their guns are fine. I'm not going to say they're exceptional until I do all my research. Which gun is best? Gun that shoot bullet right way. Imagine Joe in Streamer University. Sir, I need to go to the bathroom, and I don't have a "will be right back" scheme. Please, sir, should I just pee in this bottle I have right here, sir? Here, I'll finish emptying the bottle, and then I'm going to pee in it, sir. One of these days, I'm going to fill a bottle of lemonade, drop it down, make the sound, and pull it up. You don't know what it's like.
T-Sauce. T-Sauce.
Do I like the Wolf? I haven't used it yet. I'm putting it on that Canik on Tuesday and taking it out and shooting it. M16 or M1 Grand? What's an M1 Grand? Did the suppressor fall off the Yeet Cannon? Nope, I took it off. The Yeet Cannon's for sale. My suppressor is not. You're not supposed to smoke and have guns. It's a federal crime. Yeah, you are not supposed to be engaging in the use of marijuana and filling out a federal document saying you don't use marijuana. That is correct. It's also stupid. Marijuana should be 100% legal. It should be treated like alcohol. You do it, it's fine. Just don't drive while you're high. Don't drive while you're drunk. You probably shouldn't shoot while you're high. Just, chill the hell out. That's what I say. What's the Wolf? Wolf is the new Siley optic. It's up front in the store, so I don't have it with me right now, but it's an enclosed optic on the RMR footprint. It's actually only the second one on the market right now in the RMR. What's the fun on top? That's when I do a lot of cocaine and dance around in my underwear. Hey, I'm gonna come in. Are Springfield Armory XD Mod 3s worth $300, or should I pay more and get the Elite? I personally would get the Elite, but the XDM Mod 3s are not terrible. I bought a new SWD Cobra 9mm full auto for $1,500 years ago, plus the $200 tax stamp. Nice! Hey, Mohammed, what color is the shirt I'm wearing? You just competed? You just competed? You just competed? What is the gun on top? Keltec KS7. Can't pick up guns and you're an airsoft guy, so just imagine. You commented? You commented what? What's your favorite gun? Savage, ask again, you go away. What you think about the MP9 with thrift safety? The Shield EZ is a internally hammer-fired gun. That's why they gave it the grip safety. It's fine because here's a weird thing. Did you know that if you properly hold your gun correctly, you can defeat any grip safety? So, hold your gun right. But otherwise, I'm fine with it. And if it has safeties, learn to use them. That's all there is to it. I carried 1911s. The first gun I ever owned was a 1911, so I started with 1911s with grip safeties and manual safeties. You competed. Got it. Damn, that's a lot of guns. No, that's just a lot of guns on the wall. I have a 226 Navy Mark V. Awesome, dude. Those are awesome. Hey, Savage. Sorry that you're 10 years old. Have a good night. Thoughts on Savage Arms? Their guns are shit. The Savage stance is such a pile of crap. You can take the blade of a knife and stick it into the slide ejection port under the chamber while the gun is in battery. That is not good. Also, if you look at them from the front, you should probably clear it first. If you look at it from the front, you'll notice that the barrel is not centered in the slide because manufacturing tolerances. Are they stopping the tax stamp? They're trying to. I used one gun to get 20 guns. Ah, and a felony. What's your favorite gun? 1911s. Remtac, it's already passed House. Trump has nothing to do with that bill. Just because he put his name on it doesn't mean he's the one that's doing it. If he was trying to force something through, he would have tried to send it through as an executive order. We're not getting into politics tonight, but Trump has nothing to do with that bill. They've tried passing that bill before. When are they supposed to have that hearing about the tax stamp? The next Senate voting committee. 1911s are amazing. Yep. I blew up a barrel on a rising machine. I shouldn't have mixed up the ammo. That sucks. Why didn't S&W make a Shield in 380, not the Easy like the OGs and the 2.0s? I honestly don't know, dude. Maybe they just didn't want to. Maybe they just felt like the Ruger EZ 380 or whatever the Ruger is was too good of a competition. Jess was saying the Senate going through it. Yeah, they are, and I hope it does pass. How many rounds does a 1911 hold? Well, it all depends. Are you talking about a 9mm? Could be as many as 10, 45, anywhere from 6 if it's a officer gun to as many as 9 if you have a modern gun with 8+1. If you have a double stack, it could be as many as you can fit in it. Also, magazine determines how many rounds a gun holds. So you can put a 15-round magazine into an officer, and all of a sudden your officer 1911 holds 15 rounds. So magazine determines capacity, not gun. Technically, a gun can hold 1 round, the one in the chamber, unless it's double barrel. Training videos, they draw down, not up. Yeah, so they come down, and they also do this with their hand. Hope you had a good day and that you've got a delicious sugar-free beverage to hydrate you. I'm drinking Diet Coke because I need some vasodilation today. My body's been a little bit weak. Diet Coke. Your real life kill to death ratio is 3.33. So you get killed 33% of the time? He owns a gun shop. Yep. Why is only one gun facing left? Yes, it's facing left because that is a yeet cannon. It literally says the word on the name on the slide, but only on that side. So I turned it. Also, to piss off people with OCD, or as I put it, CDO, because that's the way it should be. Hope it works out because I've been really looking at the Silence Go hybrid so I can adapt it from the FNX 45T to my 22 rifle. There you go. Water, not Coke. Water is not a vasodilator. Caffeine and the ingredients make your veins and capillaries dilate, which increases blood flow to your brain. Dobby, did you actually wait hoping that people were over you and then come back in and try to make another joke? How pitiful is your life, dude? I mean, do you literally sit at home just waiting and hoping people will think you're funny? I mean, seriously, I'm actually asking because now I'm worried about you. You named yourself after something that dies and lives its life in servitude. And then you try making jokes at other people's expense, but you're not funny. You LOL'd your own joke. I mean, seriously, dude, do you need friends? You can join my Discord. We can talk in private if you actually need a real friend. Because what you're doing now is kind of left the realm of even attempting to be funny, and now you're in super fucking pathetic. Like, you are so pathetic. You're like Johnny Somali right now. You're so pathetic that it's just funny to make fun of you at this point.
Dobby is sad.
Yeah. He lulled his own okay. So, poor Dobby. Hey, nobody get rid of Dobby. He has no real friends, so he wants to communicate in this live stream. Are they trying to stop tax stamps? Not on SBRs, just on suppressors currently. Share us a crazy customer experience. No, I'm cool. Do you think a revolver is still worth getting, and what type would you prefer? So yes, revolvers are definitely worth getting. If you're looking to carry it 4 to 6 inches, 4 inches probably, it'll give you more barrel length, especially if you're going to carry like a 357. Get something like a Taurus 627 or a Smith & Wesson 686. Or even like I carry sometimes a Ruger GP100. In fact, he is pretty funny, to be honest. Who, me? Nah. Is there any way to fix a P320 other than throwing it away? Yes, if you have a P320, you can contact Sig Sauer. I know you're making a joke, but if you contact them and give them your serial number, they will tell you if it's one of the guns built before 2021, which are the only guns that are actually involved with uncommanded discharges. Not just because you're seeing it in 2025, it's because apparently it takes 4 years for stupid fucking idiots to let their guns go off. But if you call them and give them your serial number, they will tell you if it's part of the recall or the voluntary fix. You can then send your gun in and they will replace the internals, thus making it safer and harder to discharge. Also, you can do something as simple as buying a $40 X trigger and dropping it in there. It'll take you 20 minutes and it will eliminate the extra play that exists in the trigger pack, thus creating a tighter gun without the ability to AD. What's your favorite gun that is in your background? Favorite gun behind me tonight would probably still be my Gerson, the one above the play button. By the way, Dobby, I got a play button. You have herpes. And it's my favorite gun up there tonight. Are those all your guns? Nope. Hey, Joe, thanks for the recommendation with the Canic. That price mixed with that customizability is excellent. No problem, Mr. Molotov. Do I have a Kawasaki 3/4? 3/4 what? You have a CQB 50 BMG? My buddy does. He actually has the pistol variant P50 BMG. Opinion on extended round magazine for EDC? Me, personally, impractical. If you need that many rounds, you're in the wrong situation. So I don't mind, like, you know how some guns come with the 10 and a 12 round? Carry the shorter mag if you're looking to conceal carry and conceal carry comfortably, but carry the extended mag as your backup. With 1911s, I carry standard 8 round mags, and that's all I need. Mostly for novelty, but I've always wanted a Magna-ported Smith & Wesson Model 69. That would be pretty good. Also didn't know you had a Discord. I'm going to go hop in there. Yeah, I don't have it up on this computer. Somebody needs to drop the Discord link. Also, where are all my mods? I have no mods in here right now. That's weird. They all abandoned me because I was like, yeah, let people talk. Joke's on you, Dobby. My wife's boyfriend is my boyfriend. Go ahead, make a joke on me. Then it's a hate crime. How do you know? Hey, are you able to tell us why the 320s were going bang? Yes, it's the trigger pack on them. The curved trigger allowed too much pre-travel and over-travel, so that's one of the explanations anyways. So during sharp drops and sharp impacts, it would allow the trigger to actually move far enough to drop the rear striker. Also, because they went with the pre-cocked striker like Glocks used, but they did it with such a tight interface between the two that sharp drop and the short little action of the trigger were enough to release the striker. So it was because the gun doesn't have proper safeties in it, according to all the people that know things. And SIG is working on it. Watch your range video earlier. Pretty good transitions. Thank you, Air Max. They were a little bit off, but that's because I was using the new Checkmate 19 rounders and I kept getting failure to feeds. 1911s run anywhere from $350 to $7,000, depending on what you want, brother. It's the other sloth next to Milo. So I'm not sure who made it. It's a Beanie Baby sloth. So the other one is a World Wildlife Foundation. So that one's Milo and that one's Greg. I have Milo, Shiloh, and Greg. Do you like Glocks? Nope. What sparked your gun collecting? In 2017, I died. And then at the end of the year, I started playing with guns. What's my opinion on SIGs to begin with? I like SIGs. Like I said, they have a problem with the 320. Well, they had a problem. It's been corrected since 2021, but media makes it a bigger deal than it is. But I actually prefer their steel guns. I've got one of their 1911s I'm testing right now. I got rid of my 226 Elite, and I've had the 220 Legion. I've had the 229 Legion. I've had 938 SAS. So I've had a lot of SIGs, and I will get more. My KDR is 10 to 1. Is that a green background? Hey, Pete, what color's my shirt, son? What about 357 SIG for EDC? I used to carry a Glock 32. Yes, I did carry a Glock for a little while. It had a Steel City Arsenal trigger in it. So, why don't you like Glocks? Glocks are boring. Glocks do nothing. They're not innovative. They're not well built. They have good quality control, but their tolerances are shit. How much do you spend on guns? I think I spent like upwards of $7 one time. I don't like to talk about money. Go watch The Collector. He'll tell you every penny that he overpays on every gun that he owns because he thinks it's a flex. I don't like talking about what I pay for guns because, to me, I beat the shit out of my guns. 2 lives ago, I threw, my $1,400 Gerson off a table because I thought it was hilarious. Autumn or forest green? I don't understand the question. I think the 365 FCU will be a gun that has a long shelf life. Maybe. Amount of time, and Joe and even myself have gotten the dumbest statements and comments. They don't pay us enough for this. The joke's on you. YouTube barely pays for live streams. What's your favorite Weezer song? That one they did that was for Happy Days way back in the day. It used to be on the Windows 98 CD. Do I have a PSA dagger? No, I sold it. I did have one They're easy to get, so I never keep them. When I get them, I'll screw with them and then I'll throw them away. I do have a PSA dagger barrel, though. I'm waiting for Fusion Firearms to get off their ass and send me my XF Pro so that I can frickin' do a video. Did I ever watch the Lorax? No, sir. Oh my gosh, people, if that was a green screen, he would just be a floating head. Y'all don't understand how green screens actually work? Yeah, it's okay, Della. So this is what we call the YouTube generation, and the Twitch generation, and the Kick generation. It's made up of people that know how to type words, but they don't actually understand what they're typing. They've just seen them typed out. Have you ever seen the person that can sing like a Spanish or a Latin or an Italian opera perfectly? They have no idea what the words mean. It's kind of like that with people on the internet these days. They literally see somebody else type something. For like 4 months, all I got every other question was English or Spanish. Looks like Buddy Holly. That's it. Thank you, Far Out. Stainless Springfield 1911 or the Beretta 92 FS Enox. I like the Ghost, but just because it's rarity and collectability, but I actually prefer 1911s. Did I like Ferris Bueller's Day Off? Sorry, I couldn't finish typing. Yes, it was a very good movie. Been waiting on Fusion to actually have their 7-inch long slide in stock. Yeah, so Trevin seems like a nice dude. He and I have been talking back and forth. He's the one that appears in all the NRA show videos. He told me that they were sending out my XP Pro and my XF Pro for review last week. Still haven't even seen the shipping labels, so I ordered a barrel for the XF Pro so that I can run it suppressed, and I don't have the guns yet. Oh God, Fracked, you're back to it. Hello, Brady. Jose, you keep asking that question, you're going to get permanently banned. Have you ever wondered why 911 would go if somebody bought a gun on board? So, if there had been an air marshal, there are people that are armed on flights, but we don't put an armed individual on every flight. You have to understand, there was the two that went into the World Trade Towers, the one that went down in Ohio, and then there's the one that went into the Pentagon. So you would have needed to have armed air marshals on all 4 flights in order to stop 9/11. So, unfortunately, the other thing you have to think about is we can think about what ifs in a past tense all day long, but the people that actually perpetuate this stupid shit they do by killing thousands and thousands of people, it's hard for us as normal people to really let our brains go there. We think we can, but we really can't. So for us to be prepared for every individuality, we would have to be as dark as the people that do that shit, and it's really hard to fathom that. What round do you prefer, 45 or 10? 45 over 10 just for the cost. Pennsylvania, yeah, that's it. Sorry. Pennsylvania, yes. Sorry. I apologize, man. It was very close to Ohio, though. It's like right next state over. Did you want Miami Vice? No, I'm good. Do you like the Springfield 1911? Yeah, it's fine. Somerset, I'm an hour away from where it crashed, yeah. I drove by the site when I was doing a dealer exchange. I went up through Ohio, past it, so I think that's why my brain was telling me Ohio. I apologize. Do I sound like an Indian to you, my friend? Do I sound like I am Indian? Why do you assume just because I look like I could be not even close to being an Indian that I am an Indian? This is not henna. It's all good. Thank you, Patriot. Have you ever watched Magnum P.I., the original one? Way back in the day, I watched a few episodes, but honestly, I was watching shows like Dukes of Hazzard, Knight Rider, and Hardcastle and McCormick because I was a car guy. Yeah. I do not look Indian. You don't know many Indians if you think I look Indian, my friend. You need to go back to school, maybe get some glasses. I do not know why you think I look Indian. You are very racist, my friend. Have I ever watched The Boondocks? The movie, yes. The show, no. Boondocks ain't. Baywatch wasn't actually that good. Honestly, Pamela Anderson was very mid. Shows I love the Dukes of Hazzard, yep. Anybody who's still rocking 327? Actually, they still make revolvers in 327 Magnum. It's pretty cool. FN versus Berta. Which one is the better brand? Beretta's the older brand. I wouldn't say it's better. They both have guns that are good. Now, all the 5 Series guns are trash, but the FNX, FNH, and FNS lines were pretty damn good. Favorite subcompact? No. Probably a Toyota Yaris. I'm from Hartford, Connecticut. Do you like any Colts? Depends which bankrupted Colt manufacturing are we referring to? The 80s, the 60s, or the most recent version? My Irish slips into Scottish when I do it. Because when you're talking like an Irishman, sometimes you just slip over. You have to watch the R's. The minute you go into your R's, you're going to become a Scot. I love the Dukes of Hazzard. Yep, awesome, Thomas. Never heard of 327 Magnum. It's in a lot of revolvers, actually. What's the crown besides my name mean? It means that you've been talking a lot, so you got XP points. Pro 1911 9mm versus 45. I'd probably take a 45, to be honest with you. That's what I carry on the daily. But if I have to carry a 9, I'm going to carry something like my Gerson Influencer X. Very good gun. What's my favorite car? Probably like a 1999 Viper GTS. Comedy's really not for you. Oh, Rosie, you have no idea. You should probably go somewhere else. Thoughts on Metgar 1911 mags? So I actually believe that Metgar 1911 mags have dropped in quality as of the last few years. In fact, several companies have switched away from them. They're still okay, but I would go with Wilson Combat. Can you do an Asian accent? Funny enough, coincidentally enough, I'm Korean. My mom is full Korean. I suck at the Asian accent. I don't do it too much. You want the fried rice? I give you the fried rice. You sound like a guy I know. He was a real piece of work. Thank you. Don't be butthurt because I said one comment, Lamau. Hey, you know when you Lamau your own comment, you literally lose 50 IQ points, so technically you're on the spectrum and you shouldn't be allowed on the internet? I mean, the average IQ is 100, so you lost 50, which puts you at 50, which puts you 24 below the actual line of acknowledged retardation. So the fact that you are below the actual line of retardation means you should put your phone down and go to bed. Because you Lamau'd your own comment. I have a 6-inch Colt King Cobra I purchased in the 90s. Never had a problem. No, those are pretty nice. Means you're about to level up. JK. Korean, Indian, close enough. It's like the same thing. Oh, yes, it's all Indian. Thank you. My sister works at the Happy Ending Massage Parlor. Hey, man, people got to make money. And plus, you know, most of you white dudes last about 2 minutes, so it's not like it takes that long. But the thing in the background, low-key looking like the arcade before I got shit on someone 1v1 in Fortnite. What? It's fried rice, you plick. You got it, Kyle. Some of my 220 Metgar mags have feed issues. Yeah, like I said, Metgar isn't always, like, super quality in my opinion. Hey, Mouse. Have I ever watched The Walking Dead? So I kind of stopped really watching it after they left the farm. It kind of got bleh. Have you heard of any issues with the 320 X10 comp carry going off by itself? No, because, and here's the thing, buddy. Just so you know, Sean, the 320 lawsuit and all the guns involved in the 320 accidental uncommanded discharge are from before 2021. That's the biggest thing that nobody reports on. All the guns involved in that are first issue 320s. Since 2021, they've changed the inertial drop system of the trigger as well as the pre-cock striker system. So if the gun is built after 2021, they don't have the same issues. The X10 came out at the end of 2023. So no, they don't have the same issues. Am I white or yellow? Depends. Do I look jaundiced? I'm half Korean. I was born in Korea, off base, so I am Korean. Unlike a lot of people that live in this country that claim to be Asian America, but they were born in Barstow, I'm actually born in another country, even though I'm a naturalized citizen. Plus 100 cringe points. What are you okay, Rosie? Do you need a friend? Dobby was in here for a while. Are you Dobby? You're Dobby, aren't you? You went and created an alt account just to come in here. Tell you what I'm going to do for you. Rosie, I'm going to help you out here. I'm going to help you go somewhere else. Oh no, I took away your ability to insult other people. Jesus Christ, what are you going to do with your life? Maybe do something productive. Maybe figure out like cold fusion. Or you can continue going to other people's live streams thinking that you're interesting, funny, or in any way relevant in the entire scheme of the world. And yeah, so you have a good night, Rosie. X10 is the best 320 aside from the X5 Legion. I want to get my hands on the steel-framed X5 320. Once I get my hands on one of those, then I'll know. Do I have dual citizenship? No. Korea has rules. I did not know the rules. If I wanted to maintain a dual citizenship in Korea, I needed to exercise my rights before the age of 35. Nobody told me. So, but to be fair, the only time I was ever in Korea, I was smuggled in a vagina, and I was carried back out on an airplane. So, what's going on? How we doing? We're doing pretty good, 2A. Where's the Star Wars gun? It's up front. Praise my glorious goat. You don't deserve him, Rosie. He's my man. Took the words out of my mouth. I had a feeling that Dobby was coming back making another appearance. Hey, it might be. Is that a 1911 collection? No, it's just 9 1911. Just not a big deal, dude. I have 14 that I never put up. How often do you switch up your carry? Not as often as I probably think I would. Mainly because I started the gun store. So I used to rotate out my carry like almost every week, Stone. Between my 320 X5 and any of my 1911s, but since I have the store, I really just don't. Which Korea? Oh, the good Korea. The one that allow me to have more than 4 bokat. I can't do a Chinese accent. I suck at the Chinese accent. Have I ever watched Red versus Blue? Yes, I watched it all the way from the beginning until that one dude died. Oh, damn. Is concealed carrying in 1911 reasonable? I do it every day, so it is for me. How were the smuggling accommodations? It was a little warm, and quite frankly, I really didn't care for the accommodations in my mother's womb, so at 7 months, I decided to say, peace out, bitches, and I was born 2 months early. 4 pounds, 4 ounces in 1979 in a dirt hut in Korea. It's a miracle I'm alive, and it explains a lot. Apparently, my mom thought she was constipated, went into labor, and shot me out in like 4 minutes. I carried my Nighthawk. Nice. Jiminy does an excellent Japanese. Oh, you want a raw fish? Bro thinks being born in Korea than not speaking Korean or looking Korean makes him more Asian American. No, Boris. And your flawed logic is literally the reason why you're stupid. I was born in Korea, not on a military base. I have a Korean birth certificate. That makes me more Asian American, you fucking idiot. But I'm going to help you out, Boris. That's another nice alt account. How many of these am I going to ban tonight? Smith & Wesson 45. What do you think about it? The Smith & Wesson 1911s in 45 I really like. The M&P Gen 1 in 45. Leo I like because they removed the magazine disconnect. You got temporarily banned from Discord. Why? What'd you do? Were you born under Stalin? No, I'm pretty sure that he was in power before I was born. I don't want to put you down too, Boris. My parents came here during the Commertuge. It's going to make you a sloth statue, but I didn't know which colors to use. Ah, you can do whatever you want, Mouse. I love you. Van says, how are you? I'm good. There's kids on here. Well, this is not for kids. It literally says that. If you are a kid and you're in here, go to bed. Do your homework. Eat your school. Eat drugs. Eat your parents. Do things. But get off of YouTube if you're a child. Literally, this is a firearms channel, and I have this marked not for children. So if you're a child using an account illegally, you're like those dudes that smoke weed and then check no on a 4473. If I wanted to get a good price and reliable 1911, would you recommend any advice? Rock Island is a great place to start. Gerson and TSOS give good prices, but Rock Island gives you the most for your money. Do you like Smith & Wesson governors or Taurus judges? Yes, both. How come I'm lost the number 3 blue icon? Because you have to have the most engagements. The more engagements you have, the higher you climb in the ratings. Slingshot, I just helped you out, bro. I'm a big boy eating drugs. Okay. Would you take this K12 Sport? Yes, I've owned several of them. I recently just sold my last one. I am 15 and I am interested in military and civilian weaponry. That's fine. You have to be at least 13 to go on most channels on YouTube, so you're fine. But if you get offended easily, I would recommend that you do the old scrolly. Maybe I can make a multicolored sloth fur and flesh color for the face and black eyes. Please don't do flesh color. That would look really freaky. Why the hell would there be a kid on here? This dude has only been talking about guns. They don't have the attention span for this. So when you scroll through the live section or the vertical live section, you're going to run into me. There's no way to avoid it because I'm the most popular guy in this room right now. So it's going to pop up. What did Stone say? Because you're a loser, Jackson. Ah. Am I real? No, I'm actually AI. I'm Cop's new version of AI, which is also doomed to failure. Someday I'm going to glitch out and you're just going to watch me turn into a 900-year-old German lady who's actually Hitler's grandmother and hiding in seclusion. Oh no, they have figured me out. What's your favorite gun you shot yesterday? It's always going to be my Gerson. Anytime I take that bitch to the range, that's my favorite gun. Thinking about a Rock Island 2011 10 mil. Thoughts? I'm a 10 millimeter super fan. That's a great way to get into it, and the single piece frame actually is better for over longevity of the gun, and 16 plus 1 is nothing to sneeze at, dude. The only other company that makes a 10 millimeter double stack is Gerson's Witness line, and I recommend the Rock Island over the Gerson. Even though Gerson has provided test guns, I still prefer the Rock Island over the Gerson. Sorry. Custom AR build, which brand should I buy for a lower? If you're doing a full custom build, it really doesn't matter, dude. All the aluminum ones, they all fall within a very tight tolerance for both specs and quality. Like I have the PSA Virginia lower because in 2019 they tried to ban ARs, so my buddy picked up the lowers. It was pretty funny. Would I take a Kimber 1911? Yes, I have 3 of them, and I would any day. Would you trade the Gerson match for a Staccato HD4? No, I would not. The Gerson will be yours. No, the Gerson will be fine. I like that sentence. What great is you start to glitch? My end when mentioning your AR. What? Ah, he's very good. Rock Island does. Bought a Gen 5 MOS for $400 off Gunbroker, 500 rounds. I did have a decent sized scratch on the pick rail that I think is why it was so cheap. Not a fan of Glocks, but damn, that was tempting. Scratch on the pick rail. That's interesting. Here's an interesting for you, W. Murphy. If you really can't handle the scratch or it annoys the shit out of you, Glock will replace your frame for $100. You'll have to send it in and then do another FFL background check, but they will replace your frame for $100. I'll take the T-Sauce Raider anytime. Yeah, when you come here, man. How many guns do you own total? No idea. It's in the low 3 digits. What about trade Gerson match for 3 Staccato HD4s? I mean, yeah, because I'm going to sell all 3 and buy 3 more whatevers. You'll never get me to take a Glock over anything. Did you get the brat in yet? Nope. I messaged Omar today over at EAA and I said, hey man, where's my gun? Haven't heard back yet. You like the Vulcan Machine Works 2011? Never put my hands on one. They look pretty good though. I can't believe he traded the stainless Para. Dude, I got the black one. I bought it because it was a good deal. And I got the black one and a Ruger SR9C on trade for the stainless one. So, and I got the original Para box for the blued one, dude. You don't see the box as much anymore. This is worth more to me than having a stainless finish. Plus, if I want to, I can refinish the other one now with no issues. HK 416 has an uncomfortable stock. I've never played with a real 416, so I don't know. I'm into desert color guns, man. They look cool. They are pretty interesting. Ranch Hand, what is up? What's the swim from Korea like? Dude, when you get into the middle of the specific place in the ocean, I was going to say the Pacific Ocean, but when you get into the middle of it, it's really choppy, and them sharks like to nom-nom you. That's why I don't have feet. Dude, when you come out here again, you can shoot the blued one. They shoot the same. RDA, that's a pretty good trade. I didn't know you got all that. Yeah. John, no, I've luckily never had to shoot somebody. I've pulled my gun on people, but I've never had to shoot anybody. I'm writing a story, and I want to make a basic loadout for a soldier in the country, and a story set in European-esque in the early 1900s. I want the basic rifle to be like the Lee Enfields. Any tip? Mosin Nagants? No idea, dude. I'm not a vintage guy. Do I like the Hellcat Pro? Yeah, they're fine. MC, you have a good one, dude. The only high-end AR I own is a Rock River Elite Operator. Otherwise, it's PSA. Nothing wrong with that, man. Do the PLA Rosewood grips feel like wood to you? No, they don't, but that's just because I have a lot of experience with wood grip 1911s, but they feel really good. I like the angles and stuff that are on them. They feel kind of like the lock grips, so I do like that. If you have a gun just misfire sitting on a wall or not being touched? No, because that doesn't actually happen. And favorite 1911 on the wall would be my double stack 1911 up at the top. Zastava, worth the 1K? Yep, because the price of guns nowadays are stupid. It's actually a fair price. I tried out for the military, but had THC in my system. I went into trained military to skydive. Wow, that's don't do the weeds. My brother bought the can TTI after I told him it was too expensive for what it is. Is that the same brother that said he wanted to buy my K12 Sport and then backed out like a little bitch? You got a 357 Magnum? Sure do. What's your least favorite gun on that wall? Least favorite gun on the wall? It's that one. The Glock. Any silver or chrome gun? Use your eyeballs. New sub, the 2-liter bottle drink got me to stay safe, bro. Hey, dude, it's almost empty. I was using a glass, but when it's that low, why waste a glass, dude? Are those real? Yes, I understand my nipples are hard. There's nothing I can do about that, Sarah. I apologize. Exact same. Yeah, I'm never selling your brother a gun, dude. You play Battlefront 2? No, I don't play a lot of games, man. Just bought a P90 with a suppressor. Cool. How you doing there? You doing pretty good, man? The only gun that would go off on its own is a Japanese World War II Namba. Is this the Mormon channel? Yes, my 8 wives are hiding in the other room. Show me your best gun. No! Is it okay to keep ammo in the... Well, number one, it's not a clip unless you have a, clip-fed gun like a Kel-Tec P57. But yeah, it's fine. But stop calling them clips. Keep calling them clips. You're not staying on the channel just because you keep calling them clips. And no, they're not interchangeable. No, it doesn't mean magazine. That is a slang term that was adopted by people that don't understand firearms. I don't comment on other world problems. It's cool. I'm not either. Yep. Dude, that's a dope-ass wall. Thank you, Jordan. Yes, all real. Go to blah, blah, blah. It's a magazine. Yep. Has the pollen been irritating anyone else lately? It hasn't been too bad, but we've had like rainy weather recently, so it's been pretty good. But is a high-power SA-35? It's neither, dude. The one with the brown grips is a CZ-75 clone. The 320 will if you smack the rear of the slide. Okay. Sorry, now I know. It's fine, Donnell, but when you talk to actual gun people and not boomers, yeah, nobody says clip. Who are those people? Who are those people? And where do they come from? That's the worst Jerry Seinfeld impression ever. What state are you in? Denial. You know if the P220 is rated for plus P 45 rounds, or do I have to change out the recoil spring? Thanks for your platform, dude. It's really cool. All right, so plus P rating is technically NATO spec. For 9mm, it'd be 124. For 45, 230. So if you're going to run like a plus P, you'd be running like a supersonic round. It is still fine because the pressure is still low enough, but honestly, there's no reason to carry plus Ps. You might as well go with 45 super, and it'll still be all right. Nope, actually not true. If you have an SKSD, then it has a detachable box mag. I had one. Well, I have about 6 clips for my C96 and 1 clip for my Mosin Nagants. Yep. Thoughts on the Mercury Grand Marquis? I prefer the Crown Victoria because it looks more copy, unless you get the Mercury Marauder. Dun, 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 dun. No, Tony, it does not randomly misfire. Stop watching YouTube. Actually research the issue. I heard a stupid joke today I want to share, but I don't know. If it's not super bad, go for it. Yeah, Jay, I actually said that. Thanks for coming in 3.5 minutes late with the same explanation. What vehicles do you like to drive more out of your 2 new trucks? My Ram. I like my pickup truck. Also, Daniel has had my Navigator since last week, since I bought the Ram, because his Volkswagen is down. How many 1911s do you have? Including 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 22. Flat or standard triggers? On what? FRT or super safety? Neither. What about the 320? Okay, Tony, you have a nice night, okay? What was your first gun? Rock Island 1911, chambered in 9mm / 22 TCM double stack. AK-47 is legal here. My SKS legal because it has a fixed 10-round mag and not a D. Oh, your gun doesn't have the D. Oh, dang, that's a lot. It's fine. I didn't buy them all at once. Caddy or Lincoln? Honestly, I like the look of the newer Cadillacs, but I'm not paying newer Cadillac money. I got a 2014 Lincoln Navigator with 100,000 miles, a Lincoln Navigator L, for just over $9,900 before tax. Sounds like Daniel needs to pay your payment this month. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? But it's one of those things, dude. It's like if you called me in the middle of the night and told me you needed me to drive down to your house for something tomorrow and all you wanted was for me to bring you milk, I'd still do it, Stone. Have you seen a Massachusetts compliant rifle? Not in a long time. Do you prefer TAC 1911? Do you know something with the rail or just a standard 1911? I could take or leave the TAC rail. I just happen to have more rail guns up on the wall right now, but honestly, either way is fine by me. Yeah, either way. It's a paratrooper, Noriko SKS, though it has a spiked bayonet. Yay! Baronets? That's weird. Have you been too far? Where? I heard you like guns a bit. Nah! I buy them so that other people won't hurt themselves with it. Ford or Chevy? Dodge. What do I think about Mac 10s? I don't. Hey, I'm kind of interested in that silver 1911. Could I get it for like $750? No. You have an HK 416? Nope, I don't. And the real 416s are very expensive, so I do not have one. Am I from Math? No, I'm not from Math. You like Glocks? Nope. You've been here enough. It's my turn to come to you. I'll bring the fish, lol. Frick you. You bring the fish. I swear to God, I'm just taking my orange back. That's the reason you don't want me to come down to your house, because you know I'm eventually going to wear you down and get my CZ back. What's that beautiful snubby sitting next to a box? It's so beautiful. I have to glue the trigger back together. I pulled the trigger when I took it out of the box. I'm so sorry, Mouse. But yeah, I snapped the trigger off a little bit. But it's fine. But yeah, it's a nice Rhino. Also, I dropped it and broke the hammer off. Have I been to war? Nope. In Massachusetts, we can't get a normal 5.56 AR. They need to have the grip attached to the... Oh, so you have a featureless? Same thing as California? That sucks. I like lever actions. Which one is your favorite on your wall? My 2011 up above my play button. Say you should put suppressors on 2011s. Sure, if you have a threaded barrel and a Nielsen device, go for it. They're fun. I'll wear you down first on the Gerson. Like hell you will, dude. Just like I'll never get my tactical sport back because you modified it. You'll never get my Gerson because I modified that. I got a 26 Durango, but 2016 was thinking about trading in for a Cherokee. Not sure yet. A Cherokee is just a short wheelbase Durango, so unless you have a real reason for it, I wouldn't do it. Oh man, it's okay. I broke the trigger too and had to super glue it when I took the supports off. While super glue gel works well. Oh, so that's why it snaps so easy. Said hi. That's a sick 2011. Thank you. How many guns do you have? No idea. Never count. Where are I in the army? Nope. I want a lever. I'll get you anyone you want, dude. Just, pick. Huckleberry Tactical. I don't know who Huckleberry is.
I'll be your Huckleberry.
You think California will bring back 10 plus mags? No. All you have to remember is in 2019 during Freedom Week, you bought all of your mags during 2019 Freedom Week. Every high capacity mag that you have, you bought during 2019 Freedom Week. Right? Do you have a Colt 1911? Nope. Holson, the fact that you're actually saying that I have something from Fortnite makes me very sad. How many hoot points do you have? Just the one. I like the look of it, and also it's 4x4. Can anyone got a 5.7 Cherokee? Yeah, every level of Cherokee is available with the Hemi. Do you like the 2011 or 1911 more? It doesn't matter to me. They have the same trigger feel and the same functionality, so it doesn't matter. Huckle Barrier. La 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 la. Very knowledgeable and informative. I'm loving this channel. No problem, Danelle. I freaking love you. Me too. That's why I've got calluses. You modified the orange and the Night Stalker, and I got them both. Yeah, but those ones were ones I really didn't care about. I bought the orange because I didn't want anybody else at the store to buy it. And the Night Stalker, I got rid of that for specific reasons. I bought all mine during Freedom Week. Yep. Sarah, I don't know what pistols are. So, yes. It's the difference between a 1911 and a 2011. So, a 1911 has two main components, a slide and a frame. A 2011 has a slide, a mid-frame, and a grip module. So, a 3-part gun is a 2011, a 2-part gun is a 1911. Now, you can have a high-capacity 1911, like my pair of ordnance, where it's just a slide and a frame. You can also not have a 2011 unless it's a staccato or an STI. Otherwise, they're all called double stack, high capacities, blah, blah, blahs. Do I have a pistol or a handgun? Nope. Do I have a bank? Nope. Do this to hide behind guns to feel tough. Adam, I would point out to you that I'm sitting in front of the guns. Plus, the fact that you had to use an emoji to make yourself feel stronger and better makes me really think that you're an alt account for everybody that ever comes in here. I like your guns. Thank you. If you get a gun for free, what will it be? I get guns for free all the time. I do reviews. The orange is still my favorite gun. Don't worry, you'll get tired of it. Do you see the one above the YouTube play button, the one besides the gun that's laying on it? That's a pistol or that little gun? I don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing behind me. I'm not real, Sarah. Sarah, it's time to wake up. It's time to go to school, Sarah. If you don't mind me getting political, I understand that you're probably a hardcore Republican with all the guns. Don't tread on my rights, all that, blah, blah, blah. Actually, I don't believe in Republicans or Democrats. I believe in Americans. So, yeah, that's as political as I get. Putting me into a camp just because I own guns is very bipartisan of you. So, and I get it. I'm not trying to offend you, but having that mentality where you have to be one or the other just because of something you possess. I also have she-male sex dolls. Does that make me a Democrat? No Desert Eagles right now. I'm also not lying about having a she-male sex doll. One of my subscribers sent me a 22-pound she-male sex doll. How do you control the urge to play around with them all the time? I do play around with them all the time, just not on live streams. I've learned that you cannot touch a gun on live stream because I've had my live stream shut down. Can I order you an RPG? A real pretty girl? Probably. She's going to come from the Czech Republic, though. She might not speak English. It's summer. Please don't even talk about school. Hey, if you're really stupid, you'd be going to school right now. I made an ocarina and Mrs. Mouse hates it. Oh, dude, you made one that actually makes noise? I would have made one that only makes fart noises, but I'm a child. Hello, Ranch Hand. Thoughts of High Point releasing 5.56, 223, and 300 Blackout. Basically, they put their name on somebody else's rifle. So, yes, High Point is selling an AR-15, but they're really whatever, dude. They just copied everybody else's homework. It really does have a she-male dolls. Yeah, I know. I need a surface-to-air missile. I can get you one of those, but I need you to first send me your location and all your money. That big gun on the top your uncle has. I don't know what you're talking about. There's nothing up there, sweetie. You're hallucinating. You should probably take your Ozempic. Oh, fart noise is a good idea. I wonder how to do that. It'd be really hard to make an ocarina make fart noises. Patriot, you have a good night, dude. Did you find out who sent the doll? Nope, nobody wants to admit it, which is really funny because I thought my community was more honest than this. So if anybody would like to step up and admit to sending me a she-male sex doll and an 18-inch double-ended dildo, I'd really like to know who you are. Also, somebody sent me a latex hood. It was Zaxxon. He keeps claiming he didn't, and he was very forward when he paid for my tits. Are you selling weapons of mass destruction? No, I do not sell beans. You have a 44 Magnum. Not anymore. Sold it. You think they're worth getting all of them sub 500 they release in June? Not really, because you can get a Diamondback or a Radical for the same price, and they're probably going to be slightly better because they have more time behind them. What if it was just a random subscriber? So if it was a random subscriber and not somebody that got a t-shirt from me, they would have had to look up my store, and that takes a lot of dedication. But whatever, I'm all for it, I guess. So my buddy wants to borrow it for his girlfriend, so now I feel weird. I told him he has to boil it. Yep, a latex hood. I'm almost ready for my OnlyFans channel. The natural habitat of any American. Pretty much. I also sit with them to compensate for my extremely large penis. Don't have a 44. Don't ask again. What did you get? Gun do you most regret selling? My CZ Tactical Sport Orange. I sold it to Stonehaven, and I regret it. It's the only gun I regret selling in the last whatevers. Yeah, well, I don't get into stuff like that. I forgot it was Wednesday. It's fine, Mountain Man. What's a good first gun? Whatever fits in your hand well. I can recommend what is reliable. I'm not going to make a recommendation for somebody I don't know. Hello, Donkey! In the morning, I'll make them waffles. You have a Glock 1945. What the hell is a Glock 1945? I will never sell the orange. Well, I will never sell the Gerson. When they become available, I will order one for you. That's just being a good friend. I'm grabbing the baking soda now. Acid reflux from laughing. Best alien invasion weapon. Naked. If you run at a bunch of aliens with your ding-ding swinging left to right, they're going to just turn around and leave. No Shadow 2. You sell guns? I own a gun store. Which is better, a single or double action pistol? What's the significance? So single actions notoriously always have better triggers. Double actions allow you to pull the trigger more than once in case it doesn't go off. Also, you can carry it with the hammer down, which supposedly will make them safer. But again, don't be an idiot and you're fine. Depending on which version of the 220, most of them can shoot plus P right out of the box. But if you're shooting like out of the aluminum frame one, you might need to change the spring. Hello, Cassandra. We had a 12-inch floppy toy we would award the dick of the day overseas. They had to keep it on them for 24 hours, including combat operations. Respect. You can ask Stone. When I put a picture of my 226 on Discord, it was with a 14-inch clear one that was about this wide around at the base. Nope, can't touch guns. What is your favorite gun? 1911s. Would you recommend Steyr pistols? The L9, yes. The STR9C, they're hit and miss with their quality. Stone has a broken orange. They call those grapefruits. This should be sweet, not sour. W3DC, bros! It's not broken anymore. Yeah. Amazingly, McManus managed to fix it. Ha! I'm making fun of McManus because he's not here to defend himself because I know his girlfriend is. Do you have a Glock 19? Maybe. It might be that one. Thoughts on American Classic? Till. Yeah, I don't like any of the, fuck. All of a sudden I can't remember the name of which brand is doing the American Classics. Why are you able to own guns? Because I was deemed not a danger to society anymore after I ate those 3 pickles in front of the school kids. I have the M40 regular and compact. Nice. Do you have Beretta? Look at my guns before you ask me what I have. Do this with your phone. And if you do this, I'll like that. But if you do this and zoom in, you can see my guns. Fallopians. I wonder how long McManus will have his girlfriend for. Considering who she is, not long. Why does it look like your eyes are coming out the side of your head? That's where we're at. That's where we're at. Were you trying to make a joke? My eyes are wide, so I have perfect situational awareness, man. On a good day, I can see the back of my own goddamn head, so I could easily see you coming up behind me. But although it's not going to be hard because you have a overpriced V6 Charger that you tried to make look like an SRT, and then you tell all your buddies that you're paying $900 a month because you bought it during COVID with $2,000 down for 65 grand for a V6, and it's not even an all-wheel drive GT. That's the kind of person you are, buddy. You should get a Weatherby Mark V Deluxe. No, thank you. What's my EDC? Is a Para-Ordnance Black Ops 1911. Dude, somebody wants to come in and try to throw shade. I'm going to actually come up with something original, unlike all these other little bastards that go, oh yeah, you got wide eyes. You look like Sid the Sloth. Why do you have Downs? I have Downs because it's fucking awesome. You know how many charities there are for Downs? There's almost no charities for idiots and morons like you. Not you, Ingo, but you know what I mean. Is your gun store in Texas? Nope. That's so specific. It's also very accurate, Ingo. If you go to repo websites, you'll see so many Chargers and Challengers because Stellantis and Chrysler was giving them away because people were paying $15,000 over sticker for SXTs and shit because they were putting the GT body kits on them, and they're all getting repoed, dude. Chargers and Challengers are the new Range Rover and Mercedes-Benz. Nice. 1911s are great and reliable. Yeah, they are, dude. Your wall's awesome. Thank you, Victor. Can you read this with a straight face and then comment on it?
Sorry, sir. I don't know how to read.
Actually, when I did that, I just went blind. Have you ever done one of those home build 1911 kits? I also want to do one in the or garage, customize it. I have not, but I have fully disassembled the Gerson and the Influencer and the Match X, had them refinished and changed all the parts. So technically, like, I did, but I didn't have to drill anything. No, this is not what I mean. Read the next chat. Okay. Not trying to be disrespectful, but is that wall behind you real or is that a background? It's real. The only bad thing is 1911s carry 8 rounds. Yeah, but here's a good thing. I have trigger control and aim. If you watch my current short, I shot like 85 rounds and I only missed 38 times. Do you keep your carry in the holster while you drive, or do you put it in the cup holder? I actually clip the holster to the inside of the door where the inside cup holder is. That way I can just pull it straight up with my left hand. I also shoot left-handed just in case I need to. What's your AR chambered in? Mine is in 223. Mine is 5.56. Have you ever tried to crip walk, but it fails so miserably that you get mugged by a midget with a katana taking on at your height, making you the size of an ant? Dude, I'm the world's tallest midget. Or the world's shortest giant, whichever way you want to put it. Every gun you should shoot. If you don't want to shoot your gun, sell it. Something happened to you, buddy? You're taking your hold on. You're asking a lot of questions. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think of the Masada Slim? Masada Slim is actually fine. The whole Masada line isn't really looked at with favorability because IWI makes a lot of really good guns, and then they came out with a Glock. Is Para-Ordnance good? I'm looking at one. Yes, as long as it's before the U.S. built ones. When Freedom Group bought Para-Ordnance, if it's a Para-USA, you have to be careful and make sure that it's in good shape. Because when Para-Ordnance was bought by Freedom Group, they bastardized it. Hey, it's not that big a deal. Get so defensive. Did you get picked on? Did they touch you? Oh, yeah, they touch me all over the place, dude. That's why you have a prostate. It's the male G-spot. That's a lot of Merc on that wall. Thank you. Are your blow-up dolls for hire? Hell no, dude. You really want to put your dick somewhere I did? I have a 223 Wild, but that particular one is 5.56. I like the world's shortest giant. Thank you. Do you do sumo wrestling for the WWF? Who? For the World Wildlife Foundation? I didn't know they do sumo wrestling. That's awesome. Glock is top tier. Yes, top tier of the bottom of the bargain basement bin things. That's like saying Apple's top tier. Bro, I'm hyped for a super safety. Legal now. Gonna put one in my 10.5 inch. You're gonna just hate how much ammo you have to buy. But maybe the M&P 2.0. Yeah, you'll like that one, dude. I barely dropped it. My bad. It looks like Down syndrome did glance you a little bit. See, why do you have to come at me with like such a basic ass bitch thing, dude? That's like you went to Rent-A-Center to get all your home entertainment shit, so you're paying $4,000 for a 55-inch TV that sells for $200 at Best Buy now, but you're paying $3,000 because you're too fucking stupid to save your money because every paycheck you go and waste it instead of actually saving some of your money. So you're a Rent-A-Center whore who also has to stick it in the back of a Challenger because you bought a fucking Challenger in a state with a lot of snow. And then you have a 55-inch TV that you paid 10 times too much for in the back of a Challenger that's going to get repoed. That you keep parking behind your buddy's car and hoping that the tow truck doesn't have that 90-degree pickup angle. And yeah, that's you. See, that's an original insult, but coming in with the same insult that people have been using since the beginning of the internet, that's just basic bitch stuff. Go get yourself a pumpkin spice latte and fuck yourself. Do I have a Chiappa Rhino? Yep, it's back there. This is getting wild. I'm putting on my seatbelt. Yay! Stay on topic. I'm always on topic. Joe was C-section baby because he's allergic to labor. Fuck that, dude. I was born fucking 2 months early because I just didn't like the pressure. What sound your gun make?
Pew.
Thoughts on the M4? M4s are fine. You own a Desert Eagle. Are they powerful? Yeah, they're fine. That's straight up rude, sir. It's the truth. Sorry. Dude, if you're taking personal offense because you're a Rent-A-Center baby, nothing I can do about that. Considering that you have been in here for 20 minutes, Brandon, I'd probably say that you need to finally, I'm pretty sure that you're the kind of guy that wipes rear to front so that your tank gets dirty with your own bullshit. But maybe you should get off the toilet and go back to work, where you're like a security guard at a asbestos plant where they forgot to give you a P95 mask. What's your favorite weapon system you have or want? 1911s. What's the most powerful gun you have? Right now, the most powerful handgun I have is a Smith & Wesson 460 Smith & Wesson revolver. What's the quiet kid turns on the webcam? I've never been the quiet kid, dude. Also, the fact that you typed it twice because you thought your comment wouldn't get read, that's fucking pathetic. AKA, you're pathetic. I'm not gay. Why not? It's fun. I just subbed. Hey, Tunnel. Brandon wipes rear to front and also gets in his snarch. No one in this state shall adopt any rule or regulation that allows enforcement of federal laws regarding from firearm silencers. Anyone that adopts any such regulation shall not receive state funding. Walls. Jiminy's from Virginia. So? Like, that isn't easy enough to figure out. Maybe click on the Facebook link, which links to my personal Facebook, which gives you all my information, or look up my store, which gives you my personal information. I'm not some random bitch that's hiding his face. Not you, Raymond. I went back to front after lifting balls because I'm fat. Don't hate, I clean and throw. Dude, just get yourself a bidet. They're fun. If you sit there long enough, it's like taking a shower. How long did it take for you to build your collection? I've been working on it since 2018, off and on. All suppressors will be like any other tool, free to make and sell without registration. Pretty easy. I just learned that's all. Sorry, Raymond. Raymond and Brandon, they kind of look the same, so I attacked the wrong person. Raymond, I'm going to apologize. That was my fault. Sorry, I thought Brandon was going to, sack up and try to make another insult or something that everybody else has made fun of. Bidets are nice. Yeah, but they're hard to drink out of without falling in. What's the best belly band holster? Never tried those, actually. I've got a KSG, but I like the way the pump looks on that other one better. Yeah, so that's the KS7, and it's got a different pump handle on it. My buddy changed it. How many enemies do you have? When you have a lot of enemies, semi-auto or single action only for duels. I've been in a few myself, but I've only used single action only. I think we should stick with the traditional single action only non-rifle. Is it odd that a muffler is illegal for a gun? Yes, it is very odd. F bidets, get a pressure washer. Problem is when you accidentally forget and hit the handle while it's too close to the taint, dude, then you have 3 lines. Dude, my parents' house in PA all have those horrible smart toilets. It shoots waters up my backside and scares me. Dude, exit only, right? You hunt, and if you do, what do you hunt? No, I don't hunt. Just nobody's ever taken me. This is like my grandpa's collection. I doubt it. What's the most powerful gun you've shot? Barrett 50 BMG. It's odd for shoe rules. Rules don't always make sense. It's because politician, rules, and common sense don't go in the same sentence. Do I prefer auto or like single shot? Well, semi-automatics are the standard. Full automatics are very expensive, so I like semi-autos. Honestly, listening to this guy for 5 minutes, he's pretty good to listen to. No, I'm not. I'm like ear cancer. Some of you are going to wake up later and be like, what the hell? Yeah, dude, it was so scary I had to figure out how to turn off the toilet. What does the number mean? It means that you've made lots of comments and stuff, so you're getting points through the YouTube system. I don't know what they do. Guns are for show and knives are for a pro. Here's the thing, though, life, light, and love. I've stabbed myself 3 times this week with knives. I have yet to shoot myself. Any revolvers? I got a few. What would you do if I broke into your house? Well, number one, I would make you some kimchi, and then I'd shoot you in the ass. Never seen that before. Yeah, it just started, I think, this week, Ingo. It wasn't there on Monday. I know that for sure. I agree, semi-auto is way more practical, but I like a fully. Yeah, I would too, but they're freaking expensive. You mentioned you don't have any feet. What happened if you don't mind me asking? Infections, birth defect. No, I'm allergic to antibiotics, but I was on my feet working for car dealerships all day long, so I developed sores, and then the sores got infected, and then the bones got infected, and when the bones got infected, they decided to start cutting shit off. And then when you lose one part, you start favoring it with the other side, and the other side develops wounds, and then you walk on those, and then those get infected, and then more bones get infected. Like I said, unfortunately, I'm allergic to penicillin and antibiotics, so I can't fight off infections. So when I get, it's kind of like The Walking Dead. When a part of me gets infected, it has to go. Kimchi, Kimche, E. I've gotten past the ear pain. I think I've been here for like 9 months. I think I'm not totally sure. Oh, you'll be fine, Mountain Man. From Australia, you guys are really allowed this many guns. Dude, yes. I know, sir, right now, though my thoughts people were typing it. Do you have any purple ones? Nope, Brandon is no more. He couldn't take the heat. It's fine, dude. He had to remember to make his payment to Rent-A-Center. Phil Euphoria had a leg torn off from a motorcycle accident. Oh, that sucks, dude. That's even worse. Tell me why people don't flinch at hemorrhoid bleeding with a poop smear yet would never allow poop in an arm cut. I don't know how to answer that one. I currently have a yeast infection. So do my parents. They're making their own bread. You have a Glock 40? Nope, because Glock 40s are for weirdos. Do you have tinnitus from shooting guns? No, because I wear proper ear protection. I'm starting a GoFundMe for suppressor startup here in Missouri. I'll fake my business address as a gay bar from when the feds show up to raid me. Lol. No, it's a gay bar, dude. They'll just hang out there. Can I shoot all the guns at the same time? Technically, no, because if you get more than one bullet per trigger pull, then you get in trouble. That's yeah. I need to get an Urpel gun. Yep, I love my Urpel guns. It's my favorite Uller. How much ammo can you carry on you just to go into a supermarket? So when I carry my 1911, I carry 1 spare mag. So I'll have typically 8 plus 1 in the gun, plus an extra 8 rounds. So I carry a total of 17 rounds. And if I get into a firefight where I need more than 17 rounds, either I'm losing or I need to never go to that place again. My butt itches. Stick your finger in it. See what happens. COD Army behind you. Yeah, you're a youngster. Did you fill your own bullets? No, sir. Top man, have a good evening. Life, light, and love, you have a great one, too. How do you determine where the para ordnance was built? I imagine people swapping out parts to make it appear as it was built in Canada. The frame itself says Canada. So if it's got a Canadian top and the serial number doesn't match because they pencil etch the serial number inside the slide, that's another way to double check. They'll put the last 3 digits of the slide in or the frame inside the slide. But if it's a Para Canada frame, typically they're usually pretty solid. But a Para USA, there's no reason to even swap out parts, I guess. I mean. What weapon system do I want to shoot? I really want to shoot one of those wall of bullet guns, the ones that's electric fire that can shoot like 1,000,000 rounds a minute, whatever that was from back in the day. No deagles. Open carry state? Yeah, it is an open carry state, but I've already given my opinion many times on open carrying. Open carrying is for those who only want to demonstrate that they're carrying a firearm, or if you happen to work in an occupation that allows it. You know, farmers, woodworkers, things like that, people out in the rural areas, it's fine to open carry. But if you open carry in an urban environment, you're just an idiot and a douche. You're also going to be the first target when a competent villain decides to shoot somebody. So please, open carry around me, and I'll continue to conceal carry. Favorite to shoot is always my 1911s. Do your magazines get rust from carrying them? I keep an extra in my pocket, but I've noticed my magazines are getting a bit of rust. You need to oil them, stainless steel your mags, and then oil them. If your moisture from just carrying them is making them rust, then the metal's already damaged. Open carry makes you a target. That's what I said, man. Please do. Open carry while I'm around. Dude, I need time to draw my gun, I guess. You bought a G20 MOS, you're going to Alaska. There you go. Okay, y'all have a good night. God bless, and I'll see you on Friday. All right, Mountain Man, we'll see you on Friday, dude. Facts, unless you're in the woods. That's what I said, Logan. So I know people that like work on farms and like lawn care people. If you're in an environment where you might need to pull your gun fast to protect you from like a wild animal or shit like that, or if you're woods walking, I highly condone open carrying for woods walking, but in public urban areas, no. There's no reason to open carry. Them $100 pistols. You got $100 pistols? I'll buy 5. Do you have rifles? Yes, I do. I agree with that opinion, though I wish I was able to conceal, but I'm in a heavily restricted state. Yeah, it sucks, dude. I'm sorry you live in a heavily restricted state. Honestly, if I was in a state that was heavily restricted, I would move. I guess I'm one of those people that doesn't give a shit about moving away from a place. I know a lot of people say they get tied down due to family, shit like that. Family is not more important than personal shit. Sorry, not to me. If I have the opportunity to move to fucking Montana to make $350,000 a year sitting on my ass and playing with guns, I'm fucking going, dude. All right, Air Max, talk to you later. I'm glad we have constitutional carry, no permit needed. So I'm fine with constitutional carry, Joshua, but I still recommend getting a concealed carry license in case you leave your state a lot. Like where I live in Virginia, I am close to West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Maryland, and that other place that starts with an O. And if I want to carry in West Virginia, I need to have my CCW. If anybody from North Carolina, or not in North Carolina, but West Virginia comes to Virginia and they only have constitutional carry, they can't carry here in Virginia. If I had the opportunity to move out of the U.S., I would. You say that until you do it. I've lived outside of the United States. Everybody outside of the United States wants to live in the United States. Everybody in the United States thinks it'll be easier to live outside the United States. Just because you see it on YouTube and the Travel Channel doesn't mean it's true, dude. I know people that have expatriated themselves. They hate it. That's a good point. Luckily, the state next to me went to concealed carry or constitutional carry, but others are good point. That's the only reason why I would carry with my CCW. Everyone, make sure you hit the like. Yep. What's your favorite rifle? Military included. My Winchester 1894 and 3030. Was not in the military. True, even the celebs said they would move and never did. Yep, Mexico is nice. Check it. Well, some have. The dude that was in Suits, he doesn't live in the United States, and then multi-millionaires keep moving out of the country. If there are jobs like that, sign me up. That would help me live better and help me support my parents. I hear you. Crossbow guns, don't really have an opinion on those. Kat, what's up? It's good to see you. My collection has grown since the last time I saw you. That's awesome. Sorry, I keep using one eye because I'm very tired and my one eye won't focus right now. Well, what's your military surplus rifle? I don't have one, actually. I've always found that people from other countries are nice and respectful. The U.S. is a competition. Again, if you deal with people that live in the same way that people from other countries do, the United States and some places in the world, I'll put it that way, but the United States is terminally online. We're terminally on the internet. We're terminally social creatures. If you go and you hang out in country bumpkin land where 27% of the population doesn't even know how to get on the internet, you'll find that small towns that aren't terminally online are really nice places. But when you live in a society or you live in a built up area where the internet is prevalent, people use Amazon too much, and you sit around bitching because you have to go back to the office when your work from home got canceled after it turns out that you were working 26 minutes a day and spending the rest of the time on yoga Zoom, yeah, then you're going to have that opinion. And again, it's your opinion. I respect your opinion, but I'm giving you this from a point of view from a guy that's 45 years old and has lived in other countries. What the internet gives us for America versus what America really is are two separate things. My dad have a pistol. Nice. Do you have a Bowie knife? No, because it's in the water right now. Yup, my town is great. We were on the internet. We were a slower, nicer group, small town in New England. All the way up there, eh? Any new merch in the works? I might make another run of shirts. If I do that, I'll make them all before I list them. Been focusing more on the gun store. I have GunCon at the end of next month, and then in July I might do something. Did I shoot the 38 Super? Yeah, I did a shorts video on it. Actually, I did a long form video. Nobody saw it because, you know, YouTube. It shot fine, but my optic was dead. When I was in Mexico, I met a group of American school teachers. They were all women and making 3 times the wage in Mexico and living the good life. There you go. I want to carry an AR pistol when I get my CCW. What is my concealed carry weapon? 1911. What is your favorite film? The Sure Thing, starring John Cusack. My grandpa makes costume knives. Cool. What's your favorite gun? 1911. I was wondering about the PSA Saber 15 a couple months ago, and now that I put 2,000 rounds through it, I'd say the run's pretty good for a cheap rifle. There you go. Carlos has had a good experience. There you go. Add that to your lists. Glad to find your channel. I subbed. I may come back. It's been a pleasure. Thank you. It's been good having you here. What's your most tactical pistol? Anything is tactical if you use it the right way. You watched the long form. You're one of only a couple hundred that did, man. So everybody was like, you should go to the range more. You should go to the range more. You should go to the range more. I put up a range video every fucking week. It's my worst performing videos every week. It's like I need to drag the couch out to the range. You gonna swap out the optic on that fancy race gun? I think so, because I want to go to an SRO. I want to go to a more modern one that's lighter. Would you recommend Beretta's 1301? Sure, it's a good shotgun. I'll comment and watch videos. I watch long form and content. So I'm not nearly as acerbic or vitriolic with my responses in the long form videos. Also be wary, the long form videos where I'm just reviewing on my couch, they're all one takes. I don't know why they don't watch your range videos. Because technically, if you look at my analytics, yes, I have 181,000 subscribers. 150,000 of them came from the shorts videos. Just got my surgery done. Awesome, Madison. How you doing? Are you doing okay? Do you have the 17? The 17 watts. Thoughts on Halo, son? It's pretty cool how they made those Halo rings, but the suns always go supernova for some reason. Thoughts on Canix? They're fine. On the new shirts, you should put a Wind City Army. No. The Jiminy Show and Wind City Army are two separate entities, even though I own them both. I don't want to cross the two, other than when I'm trying to promote it for sales, but I don't want the store name on my channel shirts. Like Demo Ranch doesn't put bunker branding on his shirts. The drastic transition of online requirements definitely messed up the zeitgeist of the U.S. people enjoyed life more when they were connected to their community. 100% agreed. It's a lot of airsoft guns. Yeah, you betcha. I'm doing better, but I'm still in pain. I'm sorry. I hope that gets better for you, Madison. Do I have any A12? Nope, they were banned. Can you pick up a gun? Nope. If you think it's green screen, I don't give a shit. I'm wearing a green shirt, so that should be the first way of proving that it's not green screen. But if you think it's green screen, go for it. Also, eat a bag of nails. Got to finish Yellowstone. At the end of it, it turns out that Darth Vader is Luke's father. Good idea with separation. Oh, look, Santiago's being racist. I love that for him. Goodbye, Santiago. Let's go ahead and report you. Let's see, that would be hate speech. So there you go. Bye, Santiago. No racism here, please. Thank you. I didn't think of it like that. No problem. It's a fatal flaw in the military's false flag. There was one helicopter doing a live broadcast that was above the height of the aircraft. You can actually see the classified anti-gravity saucer. Okay. My Winchester XP 12 gauge has so much kick. Are there better butt stocks that absorb shock? There are covers that you can put on your stocks, but in terms of things that are going to absorb the recoil, you just might be recoil sensitive to that particular firearm. Hi from Alabama. I have a graduation tomorrow. What rifle shotgun is a good self-graduation gift? If you want to stay cheap, Maverick 88, Mossberg 500s. If you want to spend a little bit of money, Beretta A300 1301s. Donnell, love your channel. See you Friday. All right, dude. Do you have any automatic guns? Not currently. Do I have an AR-15? Look at my wall before you ask questions, child. What's the crown icon by your name? So, yep. Hi, can I subscribe to you? No, I would prefer it if you didn't, Cozy Bear. What up, Sloth? Well, everything's cool. That's kind of cool, yeah. What is that gun on top of you? Well, technically, there are no guns on top of me, so color, location, help me out here. Can you put a folding stock on a 10.5-inch upper? Yes, if it's an SBR. But you can put a folding brace. Want to get a Beretta 92 FS instead of Ghost? How's the one on your wall? The one on my wall is from 1992, so it's an earlier one. It's very solid. Make sure to hit the like button. It's available if somebody wanted to purchase it. What do I think of the 940 JM Pro? The 940 JM Pro is nice. The first releases of them were having some gassing issues, but they seem to have fixed the problem, but I just don't like paying their money. I have a 930, and my buddy's thinking about trading me another 930, so why can't I subscribe to you? Because you live in a free existence. If you wanted to subscribe to me, you would have, so asking my permission actually makes me want to say no. That's like when this girl I was going with asked me if I wanted to go and meet her parents, and I just had to break up with her. I got a strip lower and building it from scratch. Nice. I have an SXP field model, and I think recoil is rather mild. I put buck and buckshot through it. So there you go. Do you have any ray gun? I know a guy named Ray Gun. Do I like tortas? I have no idea. How much for the 92 FS goes? Send me an email. We can't discuss prices on live streams, but it ain't cheap. Bread on the wall is really nice. It's Ghost model, and you can see more details on it on www. I don't think it's up there, Mouse. You just need to send me an email. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. God bless you. No, thank you. Do you have a 50 BMG? No. I want one, but I'm not paying 14, 13, 12 grand. I'll pay 6 grand for a Barrett M82, but that's about it. I know some Yemenis in my area who sell AKs for cheap. Never owned a rifle before. Should I go for it? The AK is as good as its popularity. No, it's a reliable gun. I wouldn't call it good. Can I meet your parents, Joe? Sorry, you need to sell me back my CZ first. You sell me back my CZ, and I will let you carry my baby. Any thoughts on the Pit Viper? Too much money. Thought it was on there. I was drooling over it the other night. Oh, it might be. Maybe it is up there, and I just forgot about it. Oh, it is up there. Shit, it is. WinCityArmory.com. I've been here through thick and through thin. None of you have anything on me. Lop. What's the biggest caliber you have? Right now, 460 Smith & Wesson Magnum. Recoil sensitive or cannot hold a weapon correctly. I don't like to insult people. Actually, I do. But I don't know what their thoughts are. So, thoughts on the Rhodesian Light Infantry. If they invaded the United States, they would all die. Stone, you need to trade the orange for the Yeet Cannon. Dude, straight up right now, Yeet Cannon on its way to you. CZ Orange. Do I hunt? Nope. Thoughts on single turbo 0553 Suburban project? Go for it, dude. When I get my first firearm, should I go for a rifle, 12 gauge, or a pistol? Depends on what you want to do with it, dude. You got to figure out what you want to do with your gun. I buy primarily pistols because I like pistol shooting. What's your favorite nail gun? Usually Craftsman. Secondary's DeWalt. Can I have one of those? Can you have one of what? One of these? Here you go. You can reach it. You can have it. Come on. Come on. Trade orange for Yeet Cannon, and you can meet his parents, and he will even throw in a box Yeet Cannon ammo for free. Dude, the ammo's worth as much. Have I played the new Doom game? No, I have not played since Eternal. what that is. If you don't know what that is, you don't deserve it, my friend. These guns are fake like you. Dude, these are 100% real nipples, bro. If you can't handle that shit, you don't deserve the guns. Does the Glock trigger feel weird? I've never shot one. They feel like crap. They're not comfortable. That gun is not designed to be comfortable. It's designed to run. I admit it. Glocks run. So do Apple products, but they're boring. To be honest, I was anticipating you to get all three. No, I don't like to do that, Extreme. I honestly think you should find what you like in terms of firearms, because I really don't care about rifles. I got a few rifles, but I don't care about them. I like pistols, man. OBD tuners for what brand, dude? Because like Chrysler with their CAN bus is a bitch to read. What rep one would you choose to search your house for like a robber? My 930 tactical, my shotgun's got buckshot. Bro, put that weed away. Bro, you need better weed if you think I'm on weed. You need a lot more weed if you think I'm doing weed. This is a barrel. Just because it looks like your shitty little bong one-hitter. Are you asking me if my shop is in a game that isn't released yet? Yes, because you can't handle me. I don't answer price questions. Your face is swollen. No, that's my penis. What's up, Maddie? Thoughts on the Mossberg Shockwave? They're fine. They're fun. They're, after you fire them 50 times. Get the brace system for them and you'll be fine. Is that the barrel to the 5.7 you used to have? No, I sold that 5.7 to Stone's brother. This is actually a PSA dagger barrel, so it is from PSA, so it has the same finish. But this is for a dagger, but it's also going into my Fusion Firearms XF Pro if Trevin ever gets off his ass and sends it to me. Yo, Trevin, send me my freaking Fusion guns, man. I'm trying to promote your company. I got 3 people waiting to buy your guns, but they won't do it until they touch your guns. Send me the guns! Smallest pistol on the wall. Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 is the green revolver reel. It's probably the only one that's fake. I think you ate too many cheeseburgers. No, this is from eating your mom. Apparently she's a squirter. Hello, Cat. Do you also collect knives? Not really. What is the most powerful gun you got? Currently, the most powerful handgun I have is a 460 Smith & Wesson. What kind of mutt race is this? What kind of mutt race? Are you getting racist, kid? You're getting burned, so you decide to play racial cards? Really fucking mature, loser. Mom jokes in 2025. That's what makes them funny. Have I got a Desert Eagle? No, I sold my Desert Eagle. My friends like to shoot it and not pay for the ammo. Did I get rid of the Ruger Mark IV? It's not my Ruger, it's my buddy's. It's just not on the wall tonight. Nice, I don't know how those barrels were compatible with SIG. I think that's the Fusion. No, SIG is not from Fusion. So Fusion Firearms makes a all-metal gun that takes a Glock barrel called the XF Pro. You have a Barrett? Nope. Do you have any Rugers? A few. I heard an American got killed by a kangaroo. Do I have any Berettas? I sometimes wear a Barrett in my hair, but it's too short right now. If a kid asks you to be his Make-A-Wish, what are you going to say to the little buddy? I'd say yes, and then I'd ask why he didn't pick John Cena. Auto Sears. Sears is going out of business, so you're not going to see too many Sears autos. Do I have a 16 gauge? Nope. I heard Australia lost a war to Emu. I thought that was New Zealand, but whatever. I'm going to look that up. I thought it was a SIG model. Nope. The Ermox X Fire became the XF Pro. And the XP Pro is a 2011 that takes Glock mags. Favorite guns are always 1911s. Hello, Hellcat. How about Ant Colts? How about Ant Colts or Brownings? No. What kind of knives do you have, or is it just guns? I've got like Gerber, QB, a few other manufacturers. I don't deal much with knives. St. Victor AR pistol collector's items. No. No, fully automatic auto sear devices. Are you in possession of any DH? Doogie Housers? I have no Doogie Housers in my possession, sir. Who makes a quality AR-15? Pretty much anybody that doesn't sell a polymer one. You thoughts on SIG Peep 226 Mark V? The 226 Mark V is cool because it's actually the first 226 that had a standard pick rail, not that shitty SIG proprietary rail. And they are all-weather rated, so they're pretty solid. Who was the one that built the Samurai Edge Beretta? He's on here as Alex McClure. I'm Troy McClure. Whoa, my ear just popped. When will SIG fix the 320? 2021, Carl. No gun, no 320 built after 2021 has suffered an uncommanded discharge. It's just you're hearing about them now in 2025 because somebody went viral with their video. So they fixed it 4 years ago, Carl. But because this is the internet, everybody thinks it's a new thing. Do I watch Herrera on YouTube? Nope, he doesn't do gun reviews. He's a YouTuber. You own any SCARs or HKs? I own HKs, but not a SCAR. FMK is top of the line. No, okay. You have an M1 Grand. What's an M1 Grand? What about those two guns attached to your shoulders? Bro, these things are pythons and they're fucking sick. I gotta take them to the vet. Do I hunt animals? No, I hunt humans because they actually, deserve it. Any suggestions on 12 gauge pumps? Maverick 88 if you want to go cheap. Stevens 320 if you want to go cheap. Mossberg 500, 590, Remington 870s. Those are all good shotguns. If you want to step up, you can get like a Benelli Supernova for like $400 or $500. You got a Legion for sale? That's awesome. High Point is peak pistol. High Point is good because High Point is the Arizona T of pistols. They know their shit is cheap, but they don't hide it. Unlike Staccato, who makes a standard quality 2011 and sells it for $4,000. Yo, right arm's bigger than the other, needs to stop whacking your shit. Dude, I know, man. 16 times a day, brother. You know why? I got a picture of your mom. It's been a good week. Yeah, it's pretty good. Is 1911 your favorite gun? Yep. Can you shoot slugs out of a Maverick? Yes, you can. You can shoot slugs out of almost anything, although like the cheap Turkish stuff will break down a lot faster. Thoughts on lever action shotguns? I've only had a couple. They were fun. I don't really recommend them though because sometimes you can get them jammed up. Yes, so High Point put their name on an AR, but all ARs are built off of lowers built by 3 companies basically. Got some shotgun slugs, but it says rifled round barrel shotguns. 4 rifled round barrel shotguns. So you need a slug shotgun. Why is the 1911 your favorite gun? Aesthetics, quality, longevity, trigger pull, weight of the gun, exclusivity, and Glock people hate them, which means I don't have to deal with Glock people. It's kind of like why I like Android over Apple, and I like PC over Mac because, you know, by liking those products, I don't have to deal with the idiots and the fanatics. Can you fight without a gun? The fact that you asked that question means that you can't. I can whip your ass. No, you can't. But that's fine. Go ahead. Be the one that mouths off in the bar. You're usually the guy that pays the tab because you're a bitch. Apple and Mac are for yuppies. Pretty much. Gerson makes a good-looking gun, but I've had jamming problems with them. A lot of times it has to do with their magazines. Oh, I never thought about Glock people not liking 1911. Yeah, you rarely ever have to fight a Glock guy for a 1911. Draco or ARP? ARP because Dracos are for unintelligent people who don't want to aim. AKs are already inherently not as accurate in AR, and then you take the stock off. Why do you have 2 guns missing? Oh, I don't always have to have a full wall. I suck at fighting, law, gun, foo, all the way, but I avoid real fights, just wordplay. I actually prefer to use words because when you can make somebody feel like a little girl, not saying little girls can feel like little girls, but when you make a grown ass man look at you and he's so embarrassed to try to attack you because all of his friends are laughing at him because you're smart enough to make him look like an absolute buffoon, that is so much better than shooting somebody. The fact that some people think guns are only good for one purpose, it really shows the level of intelligence of people who think that guns can only be used to intimidate people. If somebody's capable of whooping my ass, I'm going to take the ass whooping. If I deserve an ass whooping, I'll take an ass whooping. Somebody draws a gun on me, I'm going to pull my gun. But if I'm in a restaurant scenario, I don't drink, but if I'm like in a restaurant or a movie theater and somebody decides to have a fist fight with me and I lose, oh well, I lost. So the people that think guns are cool and they can use them to intimidate other people, that's like the difference between a real gangster or a real convict and a straight up bullshit criminal. Bullshit criminals never learn their lesson and blame everybody else. A gangster, a convict, they man up, they get caught, they do their time, that kind of thing. But bullshit criminals are the ones that are holding like a bag of weed in their hand and saying they don't have any drugs on them. Do I have Brett's? Do I have Brett's what? I don't know, Brett. Agree with you there, hand to hand before rounds are wasted. Yeah, pretty much. I haven't been through it in a while, but I'm glad your gun wall has nearly tripled in size. Thank you, Dominic. What if I challenge you to a tickle fight? I poop when I get tickled, so bring wipes. Bet you are a gangster. I wouldn't call myself a gangster, but I adapt to the philosophies. If I do something wrong, I own up to it. Also, no kids, no ladies, no babies. You know what I'm saying? You don't hurt people that aren't capable of defending themselves. Yeah, I know I go off on some of these YouTube keyboard warriors, but they're just pussy ass bitches who deserve it anyway. Your opinion on what's best striker fire handgun of all time? No, no such thing. What do you drive? A Ram and a Lincoln. Thoughts on 3-position FRTs? If you want one, get one, Carl. It's fine. I mean, I've got the binary 3-position. FRTs are what they are, man. If a fight's fair, it's not a fight. Low blows are fair game. That's, again, the criminal way of thinking. Chevy guy myself, Ram is cool. Yeah, my bitch for whipping out if people was trying to jump me. If your life is truly in danger and you pull your gun, I'm not going to fault you. If you're getting jumped by multiple people that are trying to take your life and you draw your firearm, that's one thing. But if you're just getting your ass whooped and they're not saying things that are leading you to the idea that you're going to die, then you are a bitch. If you run your mouth to the point that you catch a beating, take the fucking beating. You deserve it. But if multiple people are trying to end your life just because they want to end your life, people aren't allowed to end other people's lives. Oh, what's my ethnicity? I identify as a meat popsicle. I've been jumped once. It was fine. Yeah, pretty much. Hey, if I don't think I can take you in a fight, knees to balls is fair game. If you're in that kind of a fight and you need to protect yourself, I guess do what you got to do, bro. I can tell you right now, though, if you go after my balls, that's just going to piss me off more and you're going to suffer. What's my opinion on the Benelli? Is it worth the price? No. The 1301, the A300, and the 939 40s are about 80% of the quality at a third of the price. They are a much better buy. Learn to fight, then that won't happen. Okay. It's danger of life or serious physical harm, not only death. So, like I said, son, if you fear that much that you're pulling your gun, that's one thing. If you want to go by legal definitions, I'm not going by that shit. When you're in the situation, just because you can read a book or you can read the Google, if you don't feel your life is in imminent danger, if you feel you're just going to get an ass whooping because you talked your mouth off at a bar, take the fucking whooping. Like I said, if you're such a pansy ass that you pull your gun on multiple people because they're walking towards you, I don't know what to tell you. And I'm not going to defend my position anymore because my position is my position. But if you want to be pedantic, please go somewhere else. I don't like pedantic. I don't like people that try to be word specific on laws. I don't like people that try to correct me at every chance they get. If I make a glaring mistake, that's one thing. But if you want to just come on here and pretend that you can present yourself as being smart because you Googled something 4 minutes after I started talking, I don't want you here. And you don't want to be here because I'm going to make you feel like a bitch. What's the best, cheapest pistol? Reliable cheap pistols, you got Taurus G2, G3 series, the Smith & Wesson SD9 series, used Glocks. You real, I respect it, thank you. Is that an Uzi? No, that is a shotgun, Keltec KS7. Chill broski, they just out of work Diddy oil testers venting their frustrations. You know, here's the thing though, superfan. I get it, and I'm usually pretty chill about it, and I like to make people feel bad when they try to be funny, but when somebody gets pedantic over a law like that, or somebody tries to do some shit like that, that's just them trying to look good for some reason on a fucking live stream that has 140 people watching it. If your life is so boring and pathetic that you're trying to look cool on a 140 viewer live stream, I honestly don't want you here. You have an AR, you love them. Yep. Having any problems with the KS7? I can honestly say that one no, because I've never fired it. It's not mine. How many guns do you have? I actually don't know. What's the best pistol for concealed carry? Whatever you can comfortably carry, and I know that sounds like a cop-out game, but I carry a 1911 all day. It depends on what you're comfortable with. Doesn't more than one person pose a risk of bodily harm? So, again, we're not going to break down every letter of everything. But if they are not threatening you in a way that puts you in fear for your life, if your life is not in danger, you shouldn't be trying to take somebody else's life. That's the way I'm going to put it. Now, if they're all coming at you, they're bigger than you, you're in fear for your life, if you're genuinely in fear for your life, and I keep saying this, and I don't know why all of you keep skipping over this part, if you are genuinely in fear for your life, you are justified in pulling your firearm. But if it's just an ass whooping, you are not justified in pulling your firearm. I don't know why that's so hard to understand. Actually, I do. It's the fucking internet. You're hearing 4 words out of the 80 I'm saying and ignoring the fact that I keep saying, if you genuinely feel your life is in danger, pull your gun. If you are just going to get an ass whooping, take the whooping. It's a very clear and distinct line in your brain that you should be able to identify whether or not your life is in danger. If you can't identify whether or not your life is in danger, you should not be outside. You should not be in possession of a firearm, because you're going to be the statistic that causes other people, such as me, to lose my gun rights because you pulled your gun on a 98-year-old grandmother who had a shiny cane. Nah, I'm not getting my ass whooped. Yep, and then you're going to go to jail and you're going to be a statistic. Good job. In Germany, if you get a knife pulled on you, you're supposed to call the cops. In Britain, if you get a knife pulled on you, well, you're both going to jail. Don't get an ass whooping while even having a gun on person. Run, legit. Dude, all great points. People are thirsty for clout no matter how small the audience is. Pretty much. How would you know the ass whooping wouldn't lead to death? Again, most people who cross or who get into arguments or talk to people or are, you're either so fucking stupid that you just piss off everybody, in which point there's no help for you, you're just fucked because you're stupid and you deserve it. But people that go and they start arguments with other people typically understand what they're doing. Like I said, if you're so fucking stupid that you spend your whole life pissing people off like Jack Doherty, he's going to get killed one day. I don't feel bad for him. If you, and I'm going to say this one last time, and then I'm not answering any questions about it. If you feel that your life is in imminent danger, pull your gun. But be ready to use it or explain why you pulled it. If you feel you, the person typing, stop. If you feel your life is in imminent danger, pull your gun. I'm not answering it again. I got in a physical altercation, did not pull mine, not worth it, pretty much. This guy just blew a Lauren circuit. No, I'm just tired of stupid people. If I had to pick one, 1911s and 2011s are the same thing, just one has a removable grip frame. How can I get a gun without a license? Many states in the United States do not require a license to own a firearm. Opinion on the concealed carry bags. I think it defeats the purpose of the whole concealed carry and a fanny pack across your body, but that's just my opinion. So if you train with it, carrying chest rig, fanny pack, anything like that can be a viable option, depending on if you get a good one. You know, don't buy a Temu one. But the just strip down and pull could be faster for some people than pull up and pull. Also, a chest rig, if you happen to have a bigger pouch, if you're a Kentucky Fried Champion, it might be better to have a chest rig. Just don't be an asshole to people. I agree with that, Extreme. Have you ever shot a gun, put back, you nearly shattered your shoulder? If you nearly shattered your shoulder, I'm sorry to hear that. You might not have been holding it tight enough to your shoulder. If you're holding a shotgun correctly, yes, it's still going to kick back, but if you're tight against your shoulder like you should be, it will just push you back. It shouldn't hit hard enough to damage bone. That sucks, man. No, I don't watch Active. Homeless guy trapped me inside a 7-Eleven at night and was screaming at me through the glass. I wouldn't leave the store to keep distance from him. I was carrying my J-frame and I called the cops. Yeah, pretty much. 545 bag looks clean, or whatever the name of that bag is. Yep, I get it. Sandhawk or the Infinity? I wouldn't spend that kind of money, period. But I would probably go with the Infinity. Can I dual wield in self-defense? Think about what you just said. Platypus or nothing? Platypus, man. I actually like the platypus. Chris Vector for EDC. If you want to open carry one, go for it. If you have a big enough frame to conceal carry one, go for it. Yeah, I'm done talking about pulling your gun. 10 gauge has a good kick. Yes, it does. I'm surprised that Doherty just got his chain stolen and not shanked, to be honest. It's more funny that he lost a $300,000 chain, in my opinion. Dan Wesson Valor, I've done a video on them. They're cool. Dan Wesson built some good guns. That Mitchell Mauser was actually built by Dan Wesson back in the 90s. Can't even troll. This is bullshit. You're good. Love guns and do martial arts. I avoid nonsense at all costs. Even if you live, it's not worth it. I've seen guys throw their lives away over their ego. I don't need to call in witnesses or anything like that, but as boisterous and as loud as I am, the time you need to be worried about me is when I'm quiet. Why do I say anyone getting assaulted deserves it? No, that's not what I said. You took it out of context. I'm not explaining it to you because you've already made up your mind. Your favorite gun, 1911s. Is the Platypus the 2011 with Glock mags? It's technically a 1911 because it doesn't have a removable grip frame. But yes, it's a 1911 double stack that takes Glock mags. What's the deal with the HK pistol second down from the top? There's no HK pistol. Oh, there is. That's a VP70. That belongs to Alex. It's not for sale. Quiet ones in the room are actually the scary ones. Yeah. My doctor says there's a 50-50 chance my legs can be fixed and 50-50 that they can be broken. Huh. I don't know if that was a joke, but the way it reads. I wish the best for you, though, Madison. You feel you have too many guns? No, I actually feel I don't have enough guns. Going long tonight? Yeah, I'll go to midnight. What's the black one on the very top? The one at the very top, Jeff, is a Caltech KS7, and that one over there is my AR-15. How much for them cheeks? Bitch, I give that shit away for free. Have you ever modified any attachments by using a 3D printer? No, I personally have not, Toy. I don't have any intentions to. I'm one of those old school people. I believe that the people that do it best are the people that have the equipment to do it right, and I respect them. Also, his relevancy is going down. It's also funny. Yeah, well, people are getting tired of that kind of streamer. Where the hell is he at? I want to talk RE guns. He's actually on vacation. That's actually why I'm babysitting his guns while he's out on vacation. Do I have a 500 Magnum? No, I have a 460 Magnum, which is actually the same frame. It uses the X frame from Smith & Wesson, but I have the 460 because it shoots many different calibers. It shoots 454 Casull, 45 auto rim, 45 long Colt. Probably could shoot 410 out of it, but it's got rifling, so I wouldn't do that. Well, I hope you live, Pookie. I don't have a single one, to be honest, so I just have to ask. No, so I also have like 25 computers, but because, you know, computers don't really hurt people, nobody ever complains about that. Can't pick up guns. Sorry, guys. No problem, Sarah. Oh, nice. That is a good perk. If I ever move to Virginia, will you babysit my guns? Mm-hmm. Just an FIY, he can't really handle them on stream. Yeah, YouTube and Google online live policy is you cannot hold or demonstrate or transport firearms. In 2019, a kid offed himself with a shotgun on a live stream, and it destroyed, well, his life. But also, YouTube decided at that moment to no longer allow guns to be handled on live streams. I have a Colt 6920 law enforcement. Do you think it will go up in value? No. God is coming back to accept Jesus Christ in your life. He loves you. God bless you. I was baptized at a very young age, so I have already accepted somebody into my life. I mean, it burned, but I was also a baby. I might have been peeing on my own head. It's kind of hard to remember. Would you rather be feared or loved? I'd rather be respected. I don't need fear or love. I just want to be respected. Awesome, thank you, buddy. Could you fill both your walls with my pistols? Law, you would get a lot of it. That's a Luger questions. Ha! That's the funniest thing. If I had a real Luger on there, I probably wouldn't get a single question about it. How many do you have in your house? I don't really discuss my collection, my personal guns. So many great firearms and no P226 Legion. I want the X5 Classic. I sold my 226 Stainless and my 226 Legion, and I went to go get a Classic, and then I bought like 7 other guns instead. Are those real? Yes, I have not gotten my implants yet because nobody will pay the 150 grand. You have an AR by chance? It's a shame for that kid. Yeah. Start your storage facility at your store, lol. Yeah. Leave your guns with me. $10 a week. Weapon or bounty hunting? No. Do you feel everyone should have a gun for defense? I'm 23 and don't have one because I heard paperwork is long. Honestly, no. So as Americans, we get all our information from the television. Just because there are more guns than people in the United States doesn't mean that everybody is armed. For example, I account for 99% of the guns in my family. Yes, many of my guns use 45 ACP, Sarah. Dude, I was thinking of buying that artillery Luger and having it sent to Wind City Arm just so you could have it on the wall for the Luger questions. That would be hilarious. What about the HK clones? Are they decent? I picked up the PTR GI model. PTR makes really good clones. I like PTR. They actually take time and build their guns well. What's your favorite caliber? Don't really have one. I just like guns. When are you going to have your arm surgery? Which arm surgery? Any updates on the couch shirts? No, I have not talked to him. My buddy's going down there next week, I think. Joe's new logo is going to say buy, trade, sale, and gun sitter. Lol. Looking for a first AR, ARP. Any recommendations? Should I get one? If you want an AR pistol, I'd go 300 Blackout. If you want standard length AR, go 5.56. If you babysit my collection on vacation, I would definitely give you at least $100 when I get back. There you go. Is there a Papa Shah? Not on this wall. What's the least you would spend on a 1911 if you want a reliable one? If I want one with something other than GI sights, then you're going to be pushing like 450, 500 for the minimum. I see the stainless steel 1911 on the wall with the black grips. What brand is that? That is a Sig Sauer 1911X. Hey, Snucka, what's up? That particular AR is 5.56, but I also have 223 and 7.62 guns. Where do you think you will go when you die, heaven or hell? So I really have a different opinion when it comes to what happens when we die. I believe the multiverse is not really the multiverse. I just believe we get to keep living our life over and over until we get it to the point that we decide that it's right, and then we just start New Game Plus. You must be getting a bunch of arms added so you can shoot all those guns at the same time. Nah, man, nah. You just move from gun to gun. It's funny. When we had the fires in California, FFLs were offering you store guns for free if you were in a fire zone. LOL. Did not serve in the military, Patrick. Sorry, thank you for asking. Is there a Papa Shaw? I don't have one, but there is a PPSH. Just not one that I have. John Wick. No. John Click. What's a good cheap AR? If you want to watch me act horribly, look up really badly acted John Wick sequel. I want a little crown. What the frick are those? If you are top of the hill in terms of engagement and chats on a live stream, apparently they award you the crown now. Can you make it clap with no hands? Dude, I'm Asian. I can't even make it whistle with one hand. What the blue gun? Do you feel like owning a gun makes you get respect from people? No, and if you do, then you should not own guns. Bet you don't have a 50 BMG. I have a 50 BMG round, but I don't have the rifle. Don't know who King Von is. Do you have Glock 19? Look at the wall. 5.56, yes, can also shoot 223. It's not recommended to go the other way because 223 is 10 to 15,000 psi less than 5.56, so you could damage your gun. How do I feel about Kimbers? I actually like them. Their quality control has come back quite a bit. They seem to be very much back on top of their game, and they lowered the price of all their guns. You have to pay per day and pass a background check. Jesus. $10 a week is too little, I guess. I got to charge more. Thank you for your answer. I'll pray for you. Hope you truly find God in your life and accept Jesus Christ. Great. We're done with the religion thing, but, you know, I believe in a higher power. That's how I'll leave it. Thoughts on 5.56, but suppressed with the big can. I'm not into rifles, dude. They're fine. CZ Shadow red or orange? I want the CZ Shadow 2 red target pistol, but they're all gone. No, you're not going to get SBRs to pass. They're going to keep the NFA. They just might get rid of the other ones. Because an SBR is actually the opposite of hearing safe. An SBR is louder. 50 BMG AR uppers would be insane. They would be so big. You've seen Brandon Herrera's AK-50. An AR-50 would be just as large. It would not work. What's a great gun for a first one? Get a Glock. I've got a few guns that were in John Wick. Will I get the new XM7? Nope, I'm not a rifle guy. Seems like everyone's using the CZ Shadow. Am I missing out if I try to compete with something else? Not really. It's just CZ Shadows are easy guns to compete with. If you want to make it a challenge, use something else. Are all of those guns real? No. My religion is 9mm. Good. Nah, I have no desire to look up King Von. Jesus loves you. Okay, no. I understand people want to be happy with their religion, but this is not the place for it. If you push your religion, you go away. KLM, what's up? You're telling me you wouldn't want to own a belt-fed saw with a super safety? Honestly, I wouldn't. But they make pin-on AR uppers for 50 BMG? Do I have a Sig Sauer P320? Yes, I have the X5 Legion. They have 50 Beowulf, but not BMG. Is it difficult to add a laser to a Glock? No, my Glock is in the trash, so all I got to do is throw the laser in the trash, because putting a laser on a gun is stupid. Just because it's in music videos doesn't mean it's good. Jesus is better than the devil. The devil killed 3 people.
Is 180B good for a 10 for 300 blackout upper with no muzzle brake, no BC? It's fair. You guys get it. 7-Eleven down my street likes you. Glock is better than a 1911 for a first gun. Is it because they're cheaper? No, because they're simpler. And I tell people this all the time. And I hate Glocks, but if you're looking for a reliable, easy to use, easy to maintain gun that it will work for just one purpose, get a Glock. Because you don't like guns anyways, you don't like yourself, you might as well just get the one gun that's going to do it all. But if you're an enthusiast, you'll buy many other guns that will always be better than a Glock. Do I own a punt gun? No. That'd be cool, but no. Could have sworn I seen a 50 pin on upper, or was this a fever dream? It was a fever dream, dude. 50 BMG is, the round is longer than this. It's the same diameter as a 12 gauge shotgun. There is no standard AR that can handle that pressure. Where the fuck are you looking? Your mom is over here twerking, bro, so I'm watching her at the same time. Jesus is not gay. All right, no more fucking religion. I'm saying it right now. Mouse, MC, anybody in here, anybody comments religion, time them out 24 hours. I'm done. My grandpa in the gun shop called this number of nope. How do you feel about the SIG 365 series? They're fine. They do the job. They work good, man. All right. Goodbye. Heard PSA scrapped the STG build for the MP5. I've seen a lot of MP5 comes through. Yeah, they also have the Stizon. 15 right now, so I can't own a gun. My uncle gave me a Heckler & Koch VP9. Is that a good gun? Yes. Thanks for the answer. It's my first, and I wasn't sure. No problem, dude. Do you have 22 caliber? Yes. Don't they have 50 BMG uppers for an AR-15 lower? I've never personally seen one. If they do, I would not shoot it. You understand that a 50 BMG is like 80,000 PSI, and putting that through an aluminum frame AR-15. Also, how are you going to feed it? That is stupid. I would never buy that. Someone does make a single shot. It's a single shot, dude. Just spend $1,000 and get a Barrett fucking single shot then, or $2,000. Is he looking at us? No, I'm looking behind you, King, because I'm looking at like the peak of your life, which is behind you, because you think making insults on YouTube is funny. So you've obviously peaked as a human being, so the rest of your life is going to be shit. So yeah, I'm looking behind you, son, because that's where the funny was. But, you know, you just decided to show your ass on a YouTube video, proving that you're all fucking washed up. So next time I'm at Burger King, can you just make sure to not put any onions on my Whopper, kiddo? Thank you. No, the company McCutcheon uses a side loading for their 50 BMG. I would not trust one. The magazine attaches to the upper. So basically you're using the lower just to pull the trigger. It's a complete gun base. That's crazy, dude. King can be salty all he wants as long as he puts it on my fries. Just remember, King, 3 minutes and then pull that shit out. Dude, I got King so flustered he's repeating his same insult over and over. Bro, get back in the kitchen and make my Whopper. Do I watch Kentucky Ballistics? No. Actually, I can see both of my shoulders at the same time. I don't know why you think that's an insult. Dude, I have like 200-degree vision, so I can literally see everybody coming. If you think that the way somebody's eyes are matter to who they are as a person, you are so fucking small-minded that, again, when you're working at your minimum wage job, living paycheck to paycheck for the rest of your life, you'll understand why, because people understand that people like you are pieces of shit who will never amount to anything. So keep making your jokes.
I'll stay over here happy with my $40,000 in guns behind me that you wish you could see. Yeah, $3K for the upper. Dude, just buy the Barrett single shot. They're $3,000, literally. I bet his mom was scared to death when this thing came out. Yeah, because unlike you, I'm actually male and I have a penis. When you came out, they tried to abort you like 36 months after you were born. It was really interesting. Am I happy with my double chin? No, it used to be a triple chin, but I really wish I had more. The only thing with more chins than me is the Chinese phone book. CZ75 or a Glock for home. Whatever you prefer, dude. King is gone. What's your thought on the 407A3X2? No real opinion on that. King, just take your L. He did. What's the top rifle above you? It's actually a shotgun. It's a KS7. Did you get the Holosun covers? Yeah, I did. I don't really understand why you sent me Holosun covers, but thank you. The only time there's 8 inches between his eyes is when my dick is there. I thought they were more expensive. Law, can't afford one, but it's so cool to see. Yeah. These damn trolls are so simple-minded. They are, because it doesn't take a lot of intelligence to be a rude ass. What direction you looking at? Them eyes are in different zip codes. Why do you think you're funny? I know my eyes are all over the place. I'm very fucking tired right now. Hope you get a raise and those fools taking shit. Yeah, no worries, dude. When they are on the street corner scraping my windshield and I refuse to give them $1, they'll learn. Your responses are on point. Thank you. Other than guns, what do you like to talk about? Technology, cars, comic books, movies. I'll talk about anything. I'm not going to lie, that one was kind of good. Thank you. I made them. I don't know. They might be good for the store. Really easy to make. Yeah, I don't know. If I have any of that they'll fit, I'll throw them on. Can you show a shotgun bullet? No, I don't have one handy to hand. Sorry. You're insane, dude. I try, Ingo. Looking around. I'm not looking around. I'm looking straight ahead, dude. It's not my fault my eyes do what they want to. My eyes have a mind of their own, which is like 3 more brains than people that make insults have. What's a good tool to torch down a red dot? You mean torque down a red dot? Use the one it comes with. You don't have to go super crazy. Just use blue Loctite, man. Do I like Kimbers? Yes. Do I have a Glock 19? Look at my wall. I have an older G43 that's so damn ugly I don't know what color it is. Might be green. Good, Morrow. Not yet. 4 minutes, sweetie. I was drinking, so what are your thoughts about the gun? They have MIM parts in it, metal injected molded parts for like the sear and disconnector, but you can buy a Wilson Combat internal kit for like $200 and fix the gun. Otherwise, the guns are really good. What comics do you like? I'm more of a Marvel guy. I grew up on Iron Man. Like, I know everything about Iron Man, dude. Iron Man's left-handed. Did you know that? I knew that. Robert Downey Jr. knows that. That's why when he throws a power punch, it's always left-handed. He did that on purpose. He's not left-handed in real life. If you had to choose one gun and one car, I don't play that game. Sorry, Wendy. Is the SD 2.0 reliable? Yes. What are your thoughts on the Browning A5? I've shot them. They're fine. They're fun. Not my thing. 10-4, thank you. You're welcome, Nukem. If you need to choose between gun or women, do you actually have to choose between gun and women? I mean, I know I'm lazy-eyed right now, and I can see the wall behind me right now, but seriously? Thoughts on Canics? Canics are fine. Do you clean your gun every night? No, but I do clean them every range trip. It's cathartic, and it doesn't take long. Mustang, Corvette, Camaro, or Firebird? Depending on which generation. So, Gen 3 cars, 3rd Gen Camaros. For the 20 and 10 up cars, I would go with a Mustang up until 2014. I had a 2014. It's my banner on my channel. And then for other cars, like right now, got a Scat Pack Challenger. So. Tariffs were canceled by the federal court. Interesting. Best gun to carry legally in Mexico. No idea. You have to clean guns? You don't have to, but it makes them run better. How much money worth of guns do you have? I really don't go over how much all my guns are worth. You can go watch The Collector. He'll tell you every penny he spends on his guns. I don't do that. G-Body Monte Carlo for the win. I had the Aero Coupe. I liked mine. Iron Man isn't left-handed. He is in the comic books. If you go back to all the 70s, 80s, and 90s comics, you will see that he is left-handed. So the fact that you are trying to argue with me is wrong. He also had a perm. Are you seeing my comments? You said you should clean your gun. Sorry, if it's something where you're talking to somebody else, I'm not reading them all. I just got done watching Small Pickups #4, and you pick up the game Mercenaries was an absolute throwback. Yeah, that was pretty funny. You have any Glock powder, any black powder pistols? Nope. Which Canics have you owned? Many actually. I have not owned a SC Elite or the Rival S. Otherwise, I've owned every other model except the TTI. I haven't owned the TTI. Nice car selections. Definitely love the older models, especially the Barracuda. I would love to get my hands on like a 66 CUDA or even a 66 Charger. Iraq manuals has always been a favorite. You know what's really funny about that? Chevrolet was afraid that Camaro would cannibalize Corvette sales, so you actually cannot get a manual transmission third gen with a 350. You can only get them with 305s. There are 5 third gen Camaros with 350s and manual transmissions that exist, but those were prototype cars. I don't know. The Holosun covers, I was trying to explain the purpose. I don't know if it's hidden or what. No, I saw that. You said for in the store and stuff in case people need to keep dust off them. So I'll try them. Like I said, if I have any optics they'll fit, Mouse, I'll put them on there. Guile said hi. You have one Canic and it sucks? I'm sorry to hear that your Canic sucks. Most of the ones I've had were fine. I literally bought that TP9 SFX today to replace one of my other guns that I sold. You got a 72 Dart Swinger with a small block. My dad had a 72 Dart. That was cool. I'm about the movie where he eats right by right hand, communicate with right hand. Yeah, so you watch the movie, but when he throws a power punch, he throws it left-handed. So, and also the movies are not canon. They're canon to the movies. That's the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm talking about real Iron Man fans. People that know that his uniform used to be in a briefcase all the time. That he used to have to sneak away and change like Superman. That he was paralyzed when he was shot through the spine by Kathleen Dare. That Obadiah Stane was never his friend. That he's an alcoholic and doesn't drink. So if you're a movie guy, that's fine, but that's not the real Iron Man. That's not the Iron Man that was created. That was the Iron Man that was popularized by modern media. Like I said, I'm an Iron Man fan from the old school. I'm a real Iron Man fan. You're like the kind of guy that joins the DC universe every time they reboot it and thinks that that's the true canon, but it's not. Hey, bro, what's up? I love cheeseburgers. Hey, homie, yesterday I found a Chrome 38 Smith & Wesson snub nose in my attic. Don't know what to do with it. You can take, number 1, stop typing in all caps. Number 2, go to the local gun store and have them check the serial numbers. I see, Sri. Sorry. It's okay, Alexander. You're an MCU fan. You're not a comic book fan. Or you might be a comic book fan, but you're not an Iron Man comic book fan. You're just a comic book fan. So, it's just like all the Batman movies are not Batman. All right, Joshua, enjoy your band. Have a good day. Subbed and liked. Thanks, GB. How much do you love comics and what's your favorite hero? Iron Man's my favorite hero, and I used to have thousands upon thousands of comics before my stepmom and somebody breaking into my storage unit stole them all. Does Tony Stark really like cheeseburgers? He didn't eat nearly as much in the comic books. The Burger King thing, that was something that Robert Downey Jr. did with the food and stuff. Tony Stark in the comic books was never, actually almost never ate. Wish Honda does an update of the S2000. They'll never do it. Technology, modernization, development costs, we'll never get the cars we used to have. I wish they would, but nobody will. Do I like the Jesco? It's a car I'll never be able to afford, but yes. Is everything behind you real, or is the phone graphics? What? Anyways, we're at 12 o'clock, so I'm going to be ending the comic book for the boys. Yes, it is. A lot of trolls. Yes, there were. I'm a Captain America fan. My dad was a big Captain America fan. I like Captain America. Not as much as I like other stuff anymore. Will the store hold it if it comes back stolen or questionable? Yes, the police will come and take it from you. If it comes back dirty, police will confiscate a weapon. Well, that's a chance you take. No idea how many guns I have. Dude, I gotta pop into these streams some more. Yes, you do, Heath man. Alright, guys, take a look at the wall. Take a look at the wall. Take a look at the wall. Do I have a Beretta? Look at the wall. Good stream tonight. You hit up over 300 likes. Yeah, monetizing it's the key. Sorry, guys, if you see a few ads during the live streams, but YouTube is being a bitch. So that's the signs that Drunk Mouse made for me. Pretty cool, right? And those are actually not wood. So thanks, Mouse. Appreciate that. All right, guys, I'm going to go. I got to sleep before I go to a doctor's appointment. I love going to a doctor's appointment tired. That makes me so well past test things. Bye. See ya. See ya. Take a look at that.